This is the Big O Show.
Yeah. Big O, we told you we ain't playing no games, man. It's just surely probably Pablo, Culture, Lord Productions.
Good morning, South Florida.
This is the Big O Show.
You're tuned into the Big O Show.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Yo, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio show with Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams, from the Dolphins to the Heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Friday Pablo in the Big O Show.
O's on the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Miami, that's the way we roll. Locked on the morning show, Big O. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk live and direct. Because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live, it's the best of the best. He's got the fans, got the heat, he's the best of the best. Big O, the only talking sports with a style. Break it a morning, it's Big O-N. Thank you for tuning in, keeping you glued in. Stay tuned, because right here's where the woman's in. Same place, because right here some of them begin. Simply call and just state your opinion. Real talk, sports talks, the Big O Show. Yeah, you love it, yeah, you like it, call him and let him know.
Culture, probably Pablo, now introducing the man of the hour, Big O, a.k.a. Orlando Gary. Yeah.
Welcome aboard, boys and girls. Yes, it is time. It is another edition. We are a little early because we feel like it. That's how we roll.
Because we can.
Yes, yes. And we're still COVID-free right now, I think. You know, it's kind of like the Marlins. Wow. That was a bombshell today to drop. We saw yesterday before the game, Oranga and the other guys that got positive. So they had 4 guys that were positive, and then that turned into 8 more guys that are positive, along with 2 coaches that are positive in the process. So now the game with the Marlins and the Orioles tonight, the home opener, is canceled. Also, the Phillies-Yankees game has now also been postponed too. And that's the right thing to do because you don't know how many Phillies are affected by all of this. See, in the backward-ass plan of Major League Baseball, you have players that are not in bubbles. They're traveling. You know that the Marlins spread it to other people, right? And I love when people are saying, well, we were going to find out when they first travel and on the first trip. Well, the Marlins didn't pick this up in Philly. They brought it from Florida, okay? We are a hot spot. We are the epicenter. Forget hot spot. We're the mother effing epicenter of the world.
We're number one. We're number one.
Because we are the dumbest people on the planet, Americans. Obviously. Look at Europe. They crushed it, right? We're morons. We got to fight morons and idiots. Oh, you're taking away my rights, forcing me to wear a mask. No, you asshole. We're trying to save lives. We're trying to bring down this thing. And we're not. You know, I'm watching all the protests and rioting in Portland, and I'm seeing half those people without masks. Sure enough, Oregon will become a hotspot soon because it's only the inevitable. You know? And look what happens now. It's the first week of it's the first 5 days of baseball. And look what's going on. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. And not only that, you know how cheesy it is that these billion-dollar businesses have the kind of test that you have to wait 24 hours? Do they not realize? And here's the other thing that they don't realize. Do you know you get COVID and you can test positive? Like, I'm sorry, negative that you don't have it for like another day or two. Meanwhile, it's building up inside of you. You're spreading it. You don't know that. And then a couple days later after you contract it is when you actually test positive. You don't test positive the second you get COVID. There is no, I saw Craig Mish tweet out that, everybody thought that they were doing the safe thing. There's no such thing as safe. That's where Major League Baseball and the players, it must be the players that must be that stupid to think that there's a way of doing it safe. The owners are just stinking greedy. All they care about is money, just like football. That's all they care about is money. Okay? They're not thinking about the best way of executing it and the safest way. No. That's the NBA. The NBA says, how can we execute it in a safe fashion? If we don't do it in a safe fashion, think about this. The NBA gets one COVID test and cancels the season. Let's see what Major League Baseball does now with 12. Let's find out, because your testing does not help. The fact that you're not in a bubble does not help. The NBA is in a bubble, and yet one moron went to a strip club. And they're in a bubble, and yet one moron said, I got to have the chicken wings at this strip club. Okay? I mean, think about that. So can you imagine baseball players and football? Forget football, bro. Football's a joke. Come on. How do you play football in a pandemic? You can't play baseball in a pandemic, and they have no contact whatsoever. And you saw, guys, there were a couple teams that did the fake high five, but I saw high fives all the time. I saw spitting. I saw everything. Everything that you normally do, they were still doing in baseball. Why? You know why? Because we still have the people in this country that are not taking this thing serious. Oh, no, it's just like the flu. No, it's not, asswipe. It's not like the flu. It's way stronger than the flu. It's way more contagious than the flu. And it could kill way more than the flu. In fact, 10 to 12 times more killer than the flu ever was. I mean, this is not proof for you. I don't know what you need. But we're not going to have football. Okay? We're not going to have football. The only way we will have football is what I told you last week, and we've talked about it several times. You got to have 32 bubbles. And baseball, maybe you know what? You talk to your players and say, guys, do we want to have a season or not? Do we want to be healthy or not? Well, then the only way to do it is that we're all quarantined in bubbles throughout the season. So if football players are willing to go 4 or 5 months in a bubble, then they have an opportunity to make hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. But if they're not willing to make it in the bubble, then they make nothing and they stay out. And that's it. And baseball players, the same thing. That's all. You can find a hotel. It's not like they're all packed nowadays. Hotels need business. So you can actually dominate a hotel all by your lonesome, right? Or you don't even have to, it doesn't even have to be the whole hotel. Maybe it's half the hotel. Certain floors, you have security guards, that's it, and nobody goes in there except players and coaches. And that's all, it's over. And you're quarantined, you have your own people, you go to your own practice field, your own stadium, and then the visiting stadium, all chartered planes that are already, that only you fly in, okay? And that's it, it's over. And you'll find people that are willing to work under those conditions happily because you're going to pay them. And if you're players, if you're willing to you want to make all that money you make, then make that sacrifice. You know, it's, I can't be away from my family for get the hell out of here with that wimpy ass crap. I mean, if you got a sick family member, if your wife is pregnant, that's understandable. But if everybody's healthy and fine, please, dude, you can be away from your wife and your kids for a couple of months. It's not the end of the world, man. You'll see them in a couple of months. You'll get to hug them in a couple of months. But if you think you're going to get away with sports without a bubble, this was the example. This is why I've been so adamant about football not happening because of this. Because you're going to tell me you're going to play a contact sport in a pandemic and you're not going to bubble them? Oh, come on, dude. I mean, how stupid can you be? And if you're sitting back and you're the... See, here's the thing, Major League Baseball and NFL. If you're not bubbling, there's no way of making it safe. And the example of the Marlins should be now set for the MLS when they leave the bubble, the NFL now coming, and the rest of the Major League Baseball season. Because, well, if there's one. You know why? You also have to think of your families. You know, those Philly players, they went back to their houses and brought back that virus to somebody. I bet your ass, you guaranteed they brought it back to somebody. And so did the Marlins players. So I would not be surprised to hear that now some family members from the Marlins players are now also sick with coronavirus. And this is exactly what you don't want. What if you have an elderly person in your home, dude? This is the part that terrifies the crap out of us. I won't go see my mother-in-law. My wife goes to see her mom. I won't see her. I told her, are you kidding me? What if I accidentally get it? I went to a drive-thru, I got it accidentally, whatever, and then I give it to your mom. And then your mom gets really sick. How am I going to deal with you for the rest of your life? Are you kidding me? No way am I going to be the guy that kills your mom. No, 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 no. You know, and she looked at me like, wow, that's kind of harsh. And I go, yeah, exactly. So I'll wait till this is over. I'll wait till we're all safe, and then I'll go. I've seen your mom from a distance, and I say hi, and that's the way it's going to be, dude. I'm not going to hang around that woman. I don't want anything to do with getting her sick at all. You know what I mean? I've dealt with her for 30-something years. You know what? I can't deal with her for a couple months. And you know what? I don't even have one of those adversarial relationships with your in-laws. You know, they're like, oh, I can't stand my in-laws. I love my mother-in-law. Kind of a goofball, but I love her. You know, she's old, set in her ways, all that, but, you know, she's like classic Cuban. But she's awesome. Great people. Now, I don't want to be around the woman at all, dude. At all. Oh, that's overreacting. No, it's not overreacting, dude. I don't want the burden. What? That's the problem with the people that are anti-masks. They don't realize that they've probably already got a couple of notches on their six-shooters because they probably killed a couple of people already. And they don't even know. And you know why? Because they're so ignorant, they actually still believe that this is nothing. This is like some plot that every government in the world has gotten together and, hey, let's screw the world over. Let's just set everybody back. Wow. And, oh, by the way, Marlins won 2 of 3 against the Phillies. The game yesterday, the 11-6 game, was a blast. Miguel Rojas batting .700, kicking ass. Brian Anderson hits a 3-run job. Duger digs himself into a hole early on, you know, and 4-1, whatever, after this kid hits the 3-run job. And, you know, it looks, wow, you know, and it's just, and they had guys out, so they weren't even at full go because they already had some affected Corona guys. They beat the Phillies with Rona. Okay? Well, the Marlins are such badasses. They caught Rona and still beat the Phillies 2 out of 3. That's badass there. That's badass there. Right? You could like call the Phillies. Dude, I can beat you with Rona. You know, that's kind of like what's going on there with the Marlins. Yeah, great series. You guys are lucky we didn't have Rona. We might have beat you by 400 runs instead. Wow. I mean, that's a good weekend for the Marlins. They take 2 of 3, and now they lose 40% of their roster. There's a chance that the season could be canceled. I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Because think about it. You've got to now quarantine the entire Marlins team. You have to. And you have to quarantine the entire Phillies team. You have to. You have no choice. You have to quarantine all of the umpires. 60 days. What do you start doing? A whole bunch of doubleheaders? It's already a compacted season. Now you've got to take 2 weeks out of it, a quarter of it. You are quarantined for a quarter of the season. That's effed up, dude. That's effed up. Okay? And did you hear? And it's, I don't know if players are greedy or stupid or both, or I'm not exactly sure. But the NFL, they said that they're going to be testing every day until it gets down to 5%, and then it'll be every other day. And I'm sitting there going, wow. Are you people like that stupid? See, and it's not true, right? Because there's a lot of smart guys in football. But there is that perception that you've got the Neanderthal, the meatheads, right? And that's a meat-headed type of agreement with an owner. That's where I turn to the owners and I say, no. When it gets down to 0%, then we can test every other day. As long as there's 8%, you're testing every day with the same kind of vigilance. Because by letting one person slip becomes 4, becomes 12, becomes a pandemic. You idiots! Because that's exactly what went on with the Marlins. Because this thing, a lot of you are too young. But there was this commercial. Breck? Was it Breck? The one that you tell a friend and so on and so forth, and it's 2 and it's 4 and it's 6. Remember that commercial, you old farts out there? Because you're a stinking old fart like I am. If you remember that commercial, I think it was Breck shampoo, right? Because something tells me it wasn't like one of those Head and Shoulders, one of those those types of shampoos that have been monsters all the way through. I think it was Breck.
The line was, they tell 2 friends, and so on, and so on, and so on.
And it spreads. That's exactly what this stinking virus is. So how are you going? If you're NFL players, how are you that freaking stupid? And I swear I want to say the other F word. Because you are NFL players. You are effing stupid to agree to something like that. I mean, let me repeat myself. NFL players, you are freaking effing mother effing stupid for agreeing to that. Okay? Because that's exactly what happens. Just, you get a nice weekend. Look, Marlins are going nowhere. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking about them going to the playoffs or any of that stupid-ass crap. I just want to enjoy baseball, dude. And this weekend, I watched a bunch of baseball, some soccer, bro. I had a great effing weekend. A little MMA over the weekend, too. I mean, it was fun, man. It was a lot of fun. And then to watch these young-ass Marlins, take 2 of 3 from the overrated, underperforming Phillies, right? I mean, isn't that them? I mean,
that's
they
exactly
spend
what
money and they don't do anything with it, right?
Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm not out of
You
line
are
here.
100% on that.
And I don't want to take anything away from what the Marlins did. The Marlins were fantastic this weekend, okay? Phillies have spent enough money that they should dog the Marlins 3 straight, is what they should do. All right? And Marlins played well. It was fun, man. It's, you know what? It's the American way. We love rooting for the underdog. The underdog's fun to root for. You know what I'm saying? And we have an ultimate underdog in our young Marlins. And because these are like babies, these kids. And we're about to see even, infants now, because these guys are getting COVID. And if they do continue, which, again, we're going to see what kind of responsibility they actually are going to display here. Because what is responsible? What is responsible? Isn't responsible canceling the season? Watching what a pandemic can do, knowing that you don't have the testing protocol in place, knowing that you can't do anything safe in sports during a pandemic. You cannot maintain 6 feet apart. You cannot maintain proper social distancing all the time. You're going to have people in the same rooms, in the same locker rooms. It's impossible to get this done without people being all over each other. And think about this, how much it has spread already in baseball, because they were all loosey-goosey and they were all confident and all that stuff. And this had nothing to do with travel, okay? These Marlins players did not pick up any of this in Philadelphia. They brought it to Philadelphia. That's why the country of Canada said, there you go. Here you go, Blue Jays. Screw you and screw all of baseball. You're not bringing that shit in here. And they were right. And right now, Canada's going, you see? That's why we did it. That's why we did it. Because they brought and polluted Philadelphia with those Marlins, who came from Florida, the biggest disgrace we have in this country when it comes to COVID. And that's exactly why Canada did it. And they're right. I tweeted, when they did that, I tweeted back out, I said, someone has to be responsible. Because I know it's not Major League Baseball. And, the funny part is listening to seamheads, or listen to the pigskin people, or listen to the college football pigskin heads, and they're trying to all well, no, it could be pulled off if you do this, and no, you can't, dude. You can't pull this off. Okay, there's no pulling this off. I just saw a rapper in Vegas having an ass-eating party in a pool with a whole bunch of women. Seriously. I'm not joking. It's out there on social media. I forgot the guy's name, the rapper's name, but he put out on several videos with him and 8 hoes, and they're hanging in a pool, and he's eating all of them. Okay? He's having a smorgasbord with all of them. Every orifice possible. Yeah, that's healthy as hell.
Classy girls.
Yes, very classy. I will tell the guy this, you could do a lot better. I mean, either that or you're not a very good rapper. I'll give you the guy's name in a minute here, if I can find it. But I'm telling you, it's funny as hell. Here, let me see. I got it here. I can pull it up now. Casanova. Okay? That's the name. Rapper is Casanova. And the chicks around him are so unimpressive. It's, I mean, if you're going to get Rona, then, I got to surround myself with, again, it's got to be,
Make it from filet mignon?
Yes.
Not chopped steak?
No. That's that ground beef full of fat. Okay?
75-25, not even an 80-20.
No. Seriously. It's wow. I know it sounds disgusting, but this is what they're doing. They're having Rona parties in Tuscaloosa to see who catches Rona first. You got rappers doing all of that. And those hoes are the ones that are in clubs going after NBA players. Okay? Major League Baseball players, NFL players. Hockey, I don't know. Hockey guys don't look to me like the club type as much. Maybe there's a few that sneak out, but I would imagine all the other sports, it's like Major League Baseball. Half those guys are going to be in strip clubs in every city they stop in.
Hockey guys go out on the ice, cut a hole, get in that little room, and go ice fishing, right?
Yeah. Hockey guys just drink. That's all they do.
Well, that's what you do in that room. Stay warm, you drink, you fish. Maybe you hope the fish don't bother you so you can do more drinking.
I mean, give me a break, dude. That is just ridiculous. It really, and it's a shame because they actually had a good weekend. Rona and all, they had a good weekend until everything hit the crappy fan.
Let me ask you, the situation with Soto from Washington, was that not irresponsible? Kind of like you got this situation. This guy's been around the team. And I
don't care.
You know, I called the CDC. The CDC told me that, yeah, like if you get it, it may take a couple days before it's going to register on a test. And it may take the whole 14 days before it actually is in your system enough to actually register on the test.
And it'll take you a week to get back the results anyways in this sorry-ass system we have in this country. I mean, it's pathetic, dude. You know what I saw in the testing? They have you swabbing. Did you notice that?
Like you're going to get it back there and touch your eyeball to really get it good, right?
Like, yeah. Like they're telling you, oh, yeah, no, go here, go here. Right. No wonder half the tests are wrong. You know, but then again, there you go. That's our government. Alexa V, the president, got in first. Good morning. Good morning. A little roll call. Ian from Brooklyn is in the house. Call of Duty. John Rouse is in the house. Eugene 96. And he's right. I know you got a lot to talk about. Yes, we do. NorCal Dolphin. He says Puff Puff can't give. Exactly, NorCal. Hope you're feeling better.
Hope you're doing good, bud.
Yep. Antonio Matos. Let's see. Just finished my round of disc golf this morning before it gets hotter than Hades at the Jersey Shore. Jean-Luc is in. Matthew Walker. Life's a gamble. Marlins are done for. We'll see. John Santos. Is it too late for the NFL to change their protocol about Corona? Nothing's too late, my friend. It's never too late, but it's up to the players and the owners to agree, and they're going to have to agree to a new thing. You know what I mean? So
you have to be in the same place, go to the same like bus, the same elevator, the lady from China that spread it to 70, it was through the elevator, right?
The elevator.
So you can't like go to a strange place.
No.
Once you go like anywhere that's not like within the
Yankees going into the visiting Phillies clubhouse, where it's been polluted by a whole bunch of Marlins. You know, it's like, well, they'll disinfect it.
I don't.
Do we know enough about this to make sure that you know you're going to get everything in there? I mean, you know, it's like, dude, I'm Aaron Judge, and I got all this money I got to make for the rest of my life. I don't know if I want to risk this. You know what I'm saying? I'm Mike Stanton or Giancarlo Stanton, and I'm always injured. I don't know if, my money's guaranteed. Hey, I'll take a year off. I'm good. It's just, this is weird, man. Life is a gamble, says Big O. Maybe mask ain't enough, bro. Exactly. The thing is that we don't know enough about this. The experts continue to learn about this. They didn't know it was airborne up until a couple of months ago.
Did you see the report that they said there's 6 different strands of this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. And they become more what's it called? More contagious.
Oh yeah.
They're actually,
these things get stronger and get more sneaky.
Yeah. So who knows about football this year, but I like the pick of the tight end Adam Shaheen. Yeah, that's nothing. That's just a trade for a 7th rounder. It's a scrub. Whatever. If he does something, he does something. If nothing, it
was the 7th. I thought I saw 6.
No, it's the pick they got for Charles Harris.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
The guy's done absolutely nothing. He's a 2nd-round pick that's done nothing.
It's a nothing trade. He may not even take the field this year because they're not going to take the field this year. Good morning. Who's surprised? Virus dictating what opens and who plays. Exactly. Well, no, Julius. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. You're speaking from common sense, okay? The Major League Baseball idiots actually, oh, no, we can play. Maybe we can play a season in the middle of a virus. We'll let our players come in and out all they want, go to the streets, no problems. I mean, come on. NFL, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to play a contact, sweaty-ass sport, and we're going to allow everybody to walk the streets. Yeah. You're thinking of common sense. These morons? They're somewhere else. James Roman says military personnel stay away from family for months on end and don't make nearly a quarter of the money athletes do. If they want to play and get their money, suck it. Years ago, to work at a place called Sports Byline USA by Ron Barr, but he expanded to Spanish, and it was called Deportes Byline Americas. And I was doing a show here for 2 years on 8:30 on Radio Acción, and it was called La Ensalada Deportiva. And it was a Spanish sports talk show. I was on from 9 to midnight. Did it for 2 years, and they wanted to expand to Spanish, and they wanted to do a nationally syndicated sports talk show in Spanish. So I was one of the hosts that they hired, and I moved to San Fran. But, my wife and I had our house here, and we're like, well, we're not going to upend right away because maybe I don't like it there, and maybe I come back. They offered me a 2-year contract, but I didn't want to be locked in for 2 years because just in case I didn't like it. So I negotiated a 1-year deal with an option for the second I pick up the option. Okay, that's the way I had it set up because they wanted to lock me into 2. And I said, hey, man, I don't know this place. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. So I'd like to sign for a 1-year deal, and I pick up the option on the second. And they were nice enough to actually allow me to do that, which very few places would allow that. 6 months in, they filed Chapter 11. So, I got paid severance, and I came home, and, the rest is history. But my point is, for 6 months, I was away from my wife, and the plan was I was going to be away from her for a year. She was going to visit me 2 or 3 times that year. She did visit once during the 6 months, and what's it called? That was that we were going to suck it up that way. Hey, it was going to be a rough year. We weren't going to see each other that much. But you're married, and, you're going to be married for a long, long time. That was 97, early 97. We're still together, right? We got plenty of time to hang out after. You know what I mean? So either after the first year, I was going to agree to the second and get an extension and then sell the house and move. Because remember, my wife is a school teacher, too. I don't want her to pull out of her pension and all that. And thank the Lord, we didn't just out of a whim pick it up, and then she had to, she would have eliminated her pension in Dade County schools. So, we did things properly, and we sacrificed. So just like James says, military people, regular people, sometimes we have to make sacrifices for the things we want to do, the things we love to do, jobs that we want, those kind of things. So that's why, to me, if a player, I can't unless there's a family medical issue, there's no excuse at all. I can't be away from my family thing is not good enough in my book. I can't be away from my wife and my kids for a couple of months. Oh, God forbid. My life is over. Oh, get the hell out of here, you wimp. Bro, toughen up, man. Let's go. My Lord, my wife would laugh at you. I mean, like real families, they bond and they fight through all kinds of adversity if they have to. And they make the sacrifices that they have to for the long-term benefit of your family. Because I'm fighting to build my career, so is my wife. Why are we doing that? So the day we have our daughter, which at that moment we didn't have our daughter, the idea was, okay, we're going to provide her everything she needs. Right? That's what you're supposed to do. It's ridiculous. Ray says, Ray Grulong is in. It says, everybody's scary, folks. Really scary. The NBA is the only sport that can stay is safe. No, hockey too. Hockey's also in the bubble. Hockey and basketball we will definitely get.
Yeah, hockey's got 2 bubbles. They really did they're doing it responsible. That's the only way to possibly get through this.
Yep. My sister traveled from New York City to Vienna. Europe gets it. We're idiots here, bro. We're idiots. We just have a stupid group of people running this country, and that's the problem. Alex Diaz, Cuomo did an excellent job, slowed it down in New York City. Now it's almost out of New York City. Well, yeah, they went hard. I mean, look, nobody was ready at the beginning. New York City made all kinds of mistakes. A lot of people died. We made mistakes. We're still See, that's the worst part about New York. Made their mistakes early. They learned from it, and they moved on. London made their mistakes early, learned, and moved on. Italy made mistakes, and so did Spain early and moved on. And they've all recovered. Meanwhile, certain states like Florida and Texas and California and Arizona and now Georgia and South Carolina, these states opened up early. They did not take it serious. And now we have more cases than New York, actually. Not more deaths, but more cases than New York now. Why? Because we're idiots. We politicize it and we don't take it serious. So yeah. The question, nobody was ready for this. Everybody made a ton of mistakes early on. But if you're still making mistakes now, i.e. DeSantis and Trump and all that, then you're a real dumbass. You know? The idiot in California, what's his name? It's the governor's name there. That moron, same thing. You know? If you're going to have leadership like California and Florida and Trump, then this is why you're going to have these problems. That's all.
You have to be committed for the long haul to stay the course.
Yeah. But if you're only worried about the stock market, then you don't care about human beings, more and more will die. The fact is, but there are safer ways of doing it, and Europe has figured out a way of doing it a lot better, and they are more disciplined to all of this. My question is, with limited or no college sports, what will happen to the new generation of players? How can you draft unknowns? You're going to have to go off junior tape, my man. Yeah. Now, I've said this already once before. I gave this plan out. You delay both football seasons, college and the NFL, to spring. You hope you have it controlled then and you have a vaccine. You play both the seasons and you delay everything, draft and everything, into the summer. So you have your draft and all of that right before training camps and all of that, and then you start. And again, it's a cramped second off season again. Well, this was no off season, actually. Forget cramped. And that'll be a shortened off season, but then you kind of get back on track. You give the players an opportunity to showcase their skills next year in football. You give teams an opportunity to be able to scout everybody thoroughly, and then you can have a better draft. But if you have no college season, no NFL season, and players declare without playing, it becomes more of a challenge. Yes. But here's the thing, Leo. Everybody faces the same challenge, so there's no advantage or disadvantage for anybody. The disadvantage is for the young players because some of them won't get opportunities now. Just like what they did now in shaving it 90-10, and 10 players lost out on a shot at their dream. And now those guys may never get a shot, or may have to go to the CFL whenever it starts up again, or whatever, to try to, catch somebody's eye, or wait a year to get into a camp again. And again, if everything gets delayed, those camps might be short and they might be limited once again. It's a screwed up time, man. It's a screwed up time for everybody. Hialeah Bread is in the house. Bones Z. Half of the businesses didn't close in Florida. We stayed open through the whole deal. Yeah. That's the problem. Cuomo is another idiot. Listen, bro. I get it. You're a Republican and you got to go after Cuomo. It's your thing and all that. Cuomo was an idiot early on, but who was smart early on? Please. Who said that? Let me see. Life's a gamble. Come on, bro. Come on. I'm gonna wait here. Explain to me at the beginning who handled it right. Come on. I love these people that love to complain and politicize. Right? Because that's all he's doing is politicizing. The guy in England screwed up also early on, like crazy.
Hell, he contracted it.
Yeah. The guy in Italy, they were a joke at the beginning. Nobody was ready for this. Life's a gamble. Nobody. Fauci early on didn't think you needed a mask until they learned that it was airborne. So I'm sorry, life's a gamble. So who handled it perfectly from the beginning to now? Please explain. Because it wasn't Brazil. It's not Mexico. It's not the U.S. It's not England. I'm sorry. Please help me out here. Help me out. Come on. I'm waiting, bro. Life's a gamble. Okay? Give it to me, bro. Who handled it perfectly from the beginning? Where are you, bro? Where are you? Come on. Korea and Hong Kong. Well, communist doesn't really count. I mean, you kind of like control all your people there. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different ballgame. You're already scared as it is in those countries. They kind of keep you inside your house. That's not a, stay in your home or die. We'll shoot you. I mean, it just, I'm not going with that. But who handled it? Nobody handled it right. Nobody. Okay? Nobody in the free world handled it right. The question is, see, here's the problem with Life's a Gamble, that he doesn't have los cojones. Okay? Los cojones. Life's a Gamble. You don't have los cojones. Okay? Say what it is, my brother. After it already has happened, after everything you know, how have you handled it? It's like human beings. You're going to make a mistake. I'm going to make 10,000 of them. But what do you do after you make that mistake? Do you admit it? Do you take on the challenge? Do you correct it? Do you make sure it doesn't happen again? So I ask you again, Life's a Gamble. After it was found, who's screwing still up at this point, and who's handling it the right way? New York or Florida? Which one is it? You don't have the balls to say it? That the Democrat's doing better than the Republican? Because, hey, listen, the Democrat in California is a moron, just like the one in Arizona who's Republican, the Texas Republican. And you think you're going to get a defense of the Democrats or the Republicans? You're not going to get that here. I'm going to call it like I see it and be fair with everybody. Okay? I'm sure this guy, Life is a Gamble, is probably gone at this point. He's disappeared. The guy won't post anything.
It's what most of those guys do when you rip them. You tuck tail and run.
Right. Yeah. Hey, man, you better be careful on this show. Okay? All of you out there, if you want to chime in, make sure that you're objective here. Because I'm going to expose your ass for being a Democrat or Republican, that you're not objective. And if you look at it objectively, everybody screwed up in this pandemic. Everybody. Okay? Nobody was perfect because nobody was prepared. Trump did a fantastic job in building all those ventilators and all that stuff. They actually he got those hospitals built quickly, all that. He did a good job with that. Now, he did a terrible job of handling it and the perception and letting the public grow with confidence that, no, you don't need a mask. And that, no, it's un-American. And, I want people to have a choice. It's not about a choice. It's about saving lives. That's our sacrifice. You can't sit there and say, players should sacrifice and stay in a bubble, but I'm not willing to wear a mask. Huh? What? Have you heard that person? No, we need businesses open, but I'm not going to wear a mask. No, we need kids in school, but I'm not going to wear a mask. No, but I want players in a bubble, but I'm not going to wear a mask. What the hell is that? It's the guy's name, right? The guy in California, that moron?
So, yeah. Let me confirm.
That freaking idiot, right? Gary Newsom or whatever it is, that clown in California. Same as the clown we have running the state of Florida. Okay? These guys are all thinking money and they're all whatever, and it's just we got to get things open, and they get pressured by businesses, and I get it, bro, but we can't kill people either. And then we can't set ourselves back because then we got to shut down again. If we would have done one complete shutdown for the right amount of time, then we would have done what Europe did.
Gavin Newsom.
Gavin Newsom, that moron.
They had the parameters. Remember, it flattens out. 2 weeks of it continuous going down, then we can start to slowly to make sure it doesn't get stupid and out of control.
There.
No, bro, we didn't even get flat.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Let alone sustain flat, let alone 2 weeks of continued downward. None of that, bro.
Look, on this show, we slam moronic Democratic mayors that allow autonomous zones and lazy-ass fools to take over your streets. The idiot in Portland, okay, that's allowing all the rioting going on every single freaking day. I'm with Trump on this one. Go send the feds, bro. If you're not gonna clean the streets up and people are gonna be unsafe, screw you, dude. Screw you. Okay? The California Democrat governor, it's a moron. The Republican Arizona governor, the Texas, the Florida, our president. Dude, I don't care who it is. I'm not into the Democrats or the Republicans. I'm into what's right and what's wrong. That's all. That's all I care about. I don't look at it. No, man, I'm not doing that. I go with what's right and what's wrong. Period. And what's wrong is how we've set everything up in this damn country.
There's a bunch of people out there that are channeling their inner Eddie Murphy, and you're playing the part of Ricky Ricardo. Go get Lucy, man.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. My man disappeared, bro. Life's a gamble. Like, disappeared. Like, I'm looking to see if there was anything. At least an FUO. You know, something at least. Like, just, hey, oh, why you got to be an asshole or something. At least insult me or something so I know you're alive. The guy just stuck his tail between his legs and just ran like a little bitch. Wow. That's amazing. You know why? Because you got exposed. Oh, he exposed me for being a Republican that has no objectivity whatsoever.
We have met at the 45-minute segment criteria. We're at 11:33.
Ian Hest goes, Ian Hest, who's a buddy of mine on Twitter this weekend, he goes, man, I just saw Jake Tapper do a whole hour without a commercial break. And I tweet back at her. I go, dude, I do that every day. What the hell?
He's trying to.
What's the big deal, bro?
Guys trying to be you.
It's like, wow. It's like, okay, so
you did. We only missed Friday last week. Every week, every show, every day, you do at least 140. It's kind of a standard. You've done this, man.
It's easy. It's not that difficult, really, to talk. You know, it's kind of my profession. It's what I do, but it's just funny.
Gotta give you compliments on the Marlins garb, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, bro.
I might as well give them love the last day of the season.
And throwback stuff nonetheless, man.
Yeah, yes. Well, that's all I have. Rouse says, where is the end with this if there is no cure? Well, John, first it's not a matter of an end. It's a matter of a control. What we can't do is allow it to run rampant. And you can't have ass art without a mask. You know, we have to bring it way down so it's minimal. But if we keep allowing it to fester like this, it gets in the way of our existence. Because it's going to cripple the economy. It's going to cripple your business. You know what I mean? And so his frustrations are so freaking, like they're right on target with everybody else because we're tired of hearing of COVID. We're tired we want it to go away. But how do we make it go away? Well, dude, first of all, we have to be responsible. What we can't allow it to do is explode. And that's what we're doing. We're doing absolutely the opposite of what we're supposed to be doing to control this damn thing. And that's why we're paying this price. You know what I mean? If it was minimal and there were very few cases, then
you'd have more freedoms. You'd be able to do more stuff. You wouldn't have restrictions.
Right. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, we just don't do that now. It's everywhere, and we continue to spread it. And it's proven. We went quarantine, John, and we knocked it down. And then we opened back up again too fast. And we opened the wrong things. When we started opening up bars, that was a problem. When we started opening up South Beach, that was a problem. We commended them when they shut down Ultra. We commended them when they shut down Calle Ocho. Well, then why would you then open back up those kind of things? You know what I mean? And so as painful as it might be, we have to do what Europe did. Europe went on a heavy lockdown. look at it. They've been able to finish their soccer season. They're not in bubbles. You see, John? They completely squashed it. They got it way under 5%, I think. So that way you kind of control the virus. And yet the soccer teams were able to finish out their seasons. And now they're going to start the new ones because now the transfer window comes in next month.
Like we always talk about, left to our own devices, we're not responsible enough.
Exactly.
Bottom line, we are our own worst enemy, as usual.
Amen. That's 1,000% the truth right there. Okay? Jose Banos chiming in with a little super chat. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
We have.
Thank you, Jose. He says, love the show, Big O, kicking ass and taking names. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you.
They love when you kick the ass and you take their name.
I mean,
They do.
I mean, come on. James Roman, party zombies are not welcome on this show. Think for yourselves. Question everything and everyone. Boom. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
I'm seeing that we're having just a second in, second out, second back and forth with the ether.
Oh,
just to let everybody, it's just little flickers, quick.
Okay. Richard says, I was a member of the AFL-CIO at a young age, taught to be a Democrat. Now I'm a blind-ass Doll fan and a blind-ass Democrat. Politics more complicated than sports. Yeah, for sure. You know what makes – I always tell everybody this. What ruins Democrats and what ruins Republicans are the extremes. Those are the people. The extreme left, the extreme right, those are the people that screw up politics. I think most of the time, I think even your average Republican, your average Democrat are willing to
don't
compromise.
be black, don't be white, play in the gray, man. Have an open mind.
They can, I think if you're a common Democrat, when you remember those the wild Democrats again. Oh no, we want abortion 6 or 8 months or it's like what are you talking about, dude? That kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? These are the things. And then, you got the extreme on the other side, right? And they want to push all kinds of conservative things on people that is just not fair to others. It's just a thing where it twists everything that we do. And then people aren't willing to be objective. And you're not willing to say, well, DeSantis is just as dumb as Newsom. No. Only DeSantis can be dumb if I'm Democrat, and only Newsom can be dumb if I'm Republican. We have to defend everything that's on the Republican side. We have to defend everything that's on the Democratic side. Even though we got a mayor that wants to allow an autonomous zone. We got another mayor that says, no, our city's fine. 54 straight days of riots. Yeah, no, our city's great. Come on, dude. Come on. That's the problem in our country.
Objectivity, bro.
There's none.
Too liberal to be conservative, too conservative to be liberal. Be in the middle.
Yeah. Try to see both sides of why it's actually really good. Yep. Anyway, why would you test not wearing a mask? Why take the chance? Tell that to the places that have low numbers. Yeah, some places do have low numbers, and there's also a reason why they have low numbers too.
They have less traffic.
Yeah, exactly.
Bottom line.
Like in South Dakota, they had a concert. Okay, there's 100 people in the state, so there are not going to be a lot of cases there. But if you shove another million in there, they'd be just as stupid as everybody else. And they would do all the dumb things that everybody else does. The thing is, when there's a lot less people in some of those states, that's why you're not going to have the same amount of cases. But that unfortunately,
what? You also don't have the transients. You don't have a million people coming to visit there.
You're not a tourist place. But if you're in New York and you're in LA and you're in Florida and you're in Texas, you're going to have a lot of people coming in and out of your state. And so that creates even more traffic. But Idaho and North Dakota and South Dakota and Montana and places like that, don't be surprised that they don't have a lot of cases because they don't have a lot of traffic. They don't have a lot of people. Wyoming is what it is. So yeah, they can live, a certain way that we can't, unfortunately.
There are some people dying to travel to North and South Dakota, man.
Yeah. And
it's almost like what was it? Terms of endearment. People are People want to go to Iowa before they die, just to go to Iowa.
Yeah. I'm just, it's crazy, man.
Baseball, to be responsible. What do you do here? Oh, do you just it's going to be based on winning percentage, and if you got to shut down, and it is what it is. There's no wins, no losses. It's just you played 20 games. What's your winning percentage? You played 60. What's your winning? Or do you have to be responsible and shut it down?
You have to shut it down.
You have to
shut it down because it's going to create advantages and disadvantages. You know what I mean? You can't do that.
The teams that get sick that don't play,
and you can't predict who's going to win and who's going to lose because look, the Marlins just took 2 or 3 from the Phillies.
There is not one team. You know what? This is the first time since 1954 that somebody didn't come out of the weekend, the first week series 3-0 since 1954. Everybody's in the race, man.
It's crazy, man. Crazy. That's all I can tell you, man. It's very, very crazy. And think about this. Those Marlins players were hanging around Philly for 3 days. Going to restaurants. Maybe they did a little clubbing. Walking around, whatever, spreading the virus all over. Wherever they were at, they were spreading that virus. Whoever they were talking to, spreading that virus. Whatever they were touching, spreading that virus. Okay? Baseball has to look at their responsibility here on this. Okay? This is why Toronto shut them out and said, no. You're not going to have people wandering our city and spreading the virus. Get the hell out of here, all of you, including the Blue Jays. Okay? And they're our own. Get out. Leave us alone. And so baseball has to think about this. We are now doing our share of spreading the virus in this country because you can't control the men, okay? And they're going to be spitting, and they're high-fiving, and they're hanging out, and they're going to go clubbing, and they're going to go pick up hose, and they're going to do things that guys do.
Yeah, during the games, there was none of the criterias that were set up to prevent.
Please.
What is it?
The only time I saw it was when the argument between the ump and the
the mask up.
They put the mask on before they argued and all that, which was it was a nice example. They set a nice example, but
you're doing what you're supposed to do. You can't, that's good stuff.
But if you're baseball, you have to think about responsibility right now. What is your responsibility to society? See, the NBA said, well, no, we're going to bubble everybody. Nobody's going to get to us, and we're not going to get to anybody unless it's Lou Williams.
I was going to say, you do have some people that got to see naked girls.
That's it. Just Lou Williams, okay? That's all. But we're going to try to control the environment so we don't get infected and we don't infect others. Baseball is not saying that. Baseball is like, whatever, we'll try our best. We'll see if we can keep 6 feet. We'll try to keep on our mask. We'll try to not have high fives. We'll try to not exchange spit, all that kind of stuff. And none of that happened. And now in the first, you couldn't complete a week, bro.
Is it 2.4 on the spread? One person spreads it to 2.4, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? Here, ready? 14 goes to 33.5. 33.5 turns into 80.
Yeah.
2 moves.
Right.
2 moves, you go from 14 to 80 people.
That's right. And how many residents in Philadelphia ended up getting it because of the Marlins? So the Major League Baseball has to now also assume what their responsibility is to society. Forget about your greed. Forget about thinking about your sport. Forget about thinking about playing games. What disservice are we doing to society by allowing our players to roam free throughout the country and possibly help in spreading this virus? Because if you think only 12 people got infected, come on, man. You're really stupid. Okay? You're really dumb. I can't help you, to be honest with you. 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line.
1 hour and 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, we're over an hour already. James says, should MLB shut down for 2 to 3 weeks, rethink the bubble idea, and restart? Well, first of all, they have to negotiate that. They have to negotiate that with the players and see if they're – and after testing positive in a bunch of guys, they're probably not going to be willing to do this at all. And let me tell you, that would be the shortest bubble because it's only 2 months. Most of them are not going to make the playoffs or half now because they did expand it. And then you'll have the playoffs, and within a week or two, half of them will be gone. So it's not that bad, actually. You're bubbling, but that would be the only way that you would do it. It's not taking 2 or 3 weeks off. It's take off, quarantine everybody, and then start bubbling everybody. And so the Marlins play at their stadium and practice at their stadium, and they have to have some kind of a hotel that's close by, and that they dominate that hotel. And MLB security locks that hotel down, and nobody goes in, nobody goes out except MLB people. And that's it.
Same housing, same transportation, same once you can't travel, you can't go outside.
Yeah. Planes aren't being used that much. So if you don't have your own plane, somebody will charter you one and let you borrow it for a while. There's a whole bunch of grounded planes right now. Okay? I mean, the plane industry is dying right now. So this would be a boost, a small boost, but it would be a boost because it would get several planes, in action. Restaurants in Philly are only outside service. No clubs are open. Yeah, that doesn't matter, bro. That doesn't matter. You can still get it. They can still touch things. None of that is. I don't trust any of this. You should walk around and treat everybody infected, and you should actually keep your distance from anybody and everybody that you know, or don't know, especially. I mean, you're people you live with every day. That's different. It is what it is already. But the second you leave your house, you should treat everybody like they're infected. That's the way it should be, unfortunately.
If you're being responsible.
The purpose of the mask is to protect yourself and others. So because people that wear seatbelts still die in car wrecks, that means we shouldn't wear seatbelts, correct? You are using common sense. I guess that's part of another conversation that I guess I got involved with. I guess you got an anti-mask person that's on the board there.
Look, there are exceptions, okay? I could tell you post my surgery, I'm sure they tell you not to wear your seatbelt because your post-surgery, if you were to get into a crash, the belt could actually rip you open again.
Yeah.
There are exceptions, but man, 98, 95%, what's the safe play? Okay?
Yeah. I tell you, bro, this is crazy stuff. And then you got Lou Williams, right? So you got Lou Williams. Think about this. Major League Baseball players get to come and go all they want, right? And as they travel. NBA players are not traveling. They're all in a bubble. They're all locked up, yet one guy was able to get out and go to a strip club. And I know he was out for personal reasons and then went to, the strip club and all of that. The part I did laugh is Jack Harlow, the rapper. What a dumbass, right? I mean, what an absolute dumbass this rapper is. So this moron then tweets out, a 5-year-old excuse. I don't mean that it's 5 years old. I mean, literally a 5-year-old would say this. Not follow the lie along with Harlow. And it's like, because Lou knows, well, I was there, other people. Because plus, they will dissect that picture like no tomorrow, and they'll bust you, bro. They're going to bust you, right? So why are you going to lie? And so he didn't lie, so now he's in self-quarantine now for 10 days. He's going to miss, I believe, 2 of the games to start the season. And they'll recover. They'll be fine. He'll get over it. He'll get in the bubble again. He'll get with his team and all that. So this is something they'll be able to overcome. But it kind of shows you what players will do when they're out on their own devices. When you leave them to be what they are, that tells you that Lou Williams, okay, goes all the time to strip clubs. Because if the guy gets out of the bubble one time and the first thing he wants to do is go to a strip club, and please, I get it. Oh, no, I had to go there for the wings. Oh, come on, dude. Come on, bro. I mean, give me a break, dude. And you know what? You know what adds like so much fuel to that fire now too? Is the guy that came out in your defense. I don't know if you guys saw this. Okay, so Lou Williams goes to get the chicken wings, right, at a strip club. So on Saturday, this happened, right, at the Magic City Strip Club while he was on leave. Well, Johnny Manziel chimes in and says, believe it or not, the chicken wings in Magic City are the best I've ever had. Now, see, if you're Lou Williams, you're not going, yeah, you see, it's Johnny Manziel, bro. That's like the last dude you want. Okay, first it's Jack Harlow. First, you don't want Jack Harlow backing you up because he's really stupid. And then you don't want Johnny Manziel. Yeah, I mean, come on. So now Johnny Manziel's backing. No. It's worth going to the wings in Magic City because those wings are just absolutely amazing. Now, this is great pub for Magic City because I can guarantee you now over the next week or two, they're going to see an uptick in wings because people are going to go, oh, I got to go taste these wings.
Maybe takeout orders, Yes. You need some business?
Guaranteed. So the takeout wings for Magic City are going way up.
Or can they do like some of the strip clubs around the country? I don't know if you know this. They have the strippers actually deliver to your house.
They do?
You haven't seen that?
No.
That was one of the first things that they implemented. We were probably a month and a half into this, probably sometime in April.
I would pay for that.
Yeah, they strippers get on scooters and go and deliver the food to you.
No, but for me, it's just for a joke. I just want to see my wife's face.
What in the hell?
Yeah, bro. I want her to answer the door and everything. If I could get strippers to deliver some wings, oh, that would be awesome.
Are you on a mission now?
Awesome.
We need to find out about a strip club.
I can see my wife like answering the door, right? And then she's like, what the hell is this? I'm in the background dying of laughter, right? Okay. She picks up on it like, this son of a bitch just did this on purpose. So then I know my wife, she'll be really nice to the girls and say, oh, okay, thank you.
Take it all out on you.
And then she'll grab the plate like this, because, that's how women with the fingers up, and she'll tiptoe over to the trash, boom, throw it away in the trash, and say, what the hell was that? That kind of stuff. So it would be fun. I would like to do that.
We got listeners all over the place. There were certain cities, certain states that, that's to be doing something to make some money. That's what they were doing.
I will tell you this. Tootsie's was one of my sponsors for many years, and they have great food at Tootsie's. I'm sorry, but I've been up in the VIP. I've actually taken.
What's our spot down south in Homestead?
Yes, Showgirls.
Thank you.
Yeah, they do a great job.
Great food.
Yeah,
man.
Their food is actually awesome. And so at Tootsie's, I used to bring some of my scouts. They would come to town, and we'd have a cigar, and we'd say, and they'd say, okay, so where are we going? I say, well, because Tootsie's, we could have a cigar, eat some food, talk, and then obviously the sights. So some of the guys enjoyed the sights.
Visuals are wonderful things, man.
That's it. That's kind of the idea. So now Lou is under a 10-day quarantine. He loses $150,000 in salary. That's some expensive wings. I mean, see, that's where you had to get some ass, too, at the same time. I don't know if he's married or not. If he's not married, that's where you had to get. I mean, if I'm going to pay $150,000 for wings, okay, and I'm a single dude, I need to get some ass, too, at the same time, because that's some expensive wings. Are the wings that good? Worth $150,000?
You know what I heard today that's super irresponsible, and the rest of the team's got to be pissed off at him? The Clippers have never even made the Western Conference Finals. You have a legit shot
They're winning it
at
all.
winning it all, and your ass has got to go to Atlanta to go, seriously, man, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. No, it's terrible.
You're a really weak individual, man.
Yep. Have they canceled baseball yet? I don't know yet. Major League Baseball will hold an emergency meeting today after 14 Miami Marlins players tested positive following their weekend series. Okay. All right.
What does your gut tell you, man?
Meanwhile, names De'Aaron King their starting quarterback. It's like,
For what?
for what, dude? For what season? What? You're not watching baseball, so you're going to put kids now at risk? Kids you're not paying? Dougie Fresh says, sorry I'm late. Was at Magic City discussing the perplexities of our Agranian market, Agranian market systems and string theory calculations with the ladies there. They have chicken wings, too.
Highly intellectual females.
Yes. NorCal says, Everton is sick. Everything you touch has the virus. Oh, you mean everything is sick. Everything you touch has the virus on it. Just wash up as much as possible. If you go out to survive, that's my approach since day one. That's right. I'm willing to donate for the wife to get tripper and wings or stripper and wings. Okay. All right. Call of Duty wants to donate. Pat in Asheville, word on the street is that for an extra fee, Magic City will deliver those wings right to your lap. I love it. My doctor told me I cannot put a mask on because I have trachectomy. So I have track tubes in my throat. I cannot breathe if I have a mask on my DR. Try find one. That one will work. No luck yet. Oh, okay. Well, but dude, Tommy, you have like a legitimate health issue. Okay. In your case, you shouldn't go out at all. Forget the mask. If you can't go out with a,
If you can't mask up, then you don't.
Yeah, dude, you need to order everything in. You should not be going. You should have friends and family members go out for you. If you're by yourself, then you need to get everything delivered to you, dude. Wow. If I couldn't wear a mask, I'm not going to go in somewhere without a mask. Okay. Hey, before I break, I don't know if my man Myron is watching, but Myron, this is the book you gave me about 11 years ago, I want to say, at Sports Grill when it was my first time that I left QAM. Got me this book as a gift, 1001 Movies You Must See Before You Die. It's actually a really, really cool book, and I've actually gone through it a few times, and so I just wanted you, because I had it in the media room, and we're in the middle of gutting our house. And just throwing away all kinds of stuff that we've collected over the years. And that media room is a mess. And so we started going through it, and I knew I had it there somewhere. So I promised you that I would find it because I knew I had it. And
There's Johnny.
I'm far from perfect, bro. I'm going to screw up in life, and it is what it is. And when I screw up, I will apologize and try to, correct it and never happen again. But I try to keep my word as much as possible, and there's the book, my brother. Thank you as always. You are the best.
Hey,
Appreciate your support over the years.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, man.
Yes, sir.
Little pigs, let me in.
Yes. So I don't know if NorCal is on. I mean, not NorCal. If Myron is on, but if Myron, you're there. There's the book, my brother. All right, 1 hour down, or 1 hour and whatever. How long have I done today?
I'm almost let's do 14 more minutes and set a new record. You're at an hour and 17. We're 13 minutes from tying the record.
There you go. All right.
Do you want to indulge?
No.
You're good.
Let's take a small break here.
Okay.
An hour and 17 minutes, I think, is straight is enough. That's almost like 3 hours of regular talk. All right, we will take a break. Back with more right here on the Big O Show.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hot 2020 Corolla. Now 22,013 $775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com. A travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. We back. Lots of things to talk about. Yankees and Phillies have been postponed today. MLB is having a meeting on the coronavirus and everything that's exploded with the Marlins. Now it says a total of 13 cases now in recent days. Had 12, now it's 13. So 13 players along with 2 coaches, because it was 12 players and 2 coaches. Now they've got 13. Wow, that's, tell you, man, this is scary stuff, unfortunately. And the frustrating part for all of us is that we've gone through months without sports, and listen, you're looking forward to baseball. The sport we're looking forward to the most is football. I'm loving this MLS tournament. They're done after this. They're done. You know what I mean? And I know I work for Inter Miami, but I've got to be objective here on this. I can't tell you, the MLS is going to figure it out and Major League Baseball and NFL can't. Come on, man. Unless you're all bubbled, there's no way of this working. And so the NFL, college football, I already told you, I don't even think college football is going to happen. It's just there's no way you can be responsible in putting college kids out there, especially as crazy as they are. Okay? But the NFL, I get it, your greed and all that, you've got to try, but look what's going to go on. So we're going to find out now what's going to happen. Obviously the Orioles Marlins game has been canceled. I don't know what's going to happen now. I don't know how long they're going to quarantine the Marlins. I don't know how long they're going to quarantine the Phillies, if they're going to quarantine the Phillies. I don't know what's going to happen here. None of us know. I mean, let's be honest. The responsible thing is to cancel the baseball season. That's the responsible thing to do, is cancel the baseball season. We'll see if greed doesn't allow them to do it, or do they get smart and say, we're quarantining for 14 days, everybody will be in their personal bubble from here on out.
What's Vegas's odds on canceling the season?
I don't know. I don't know if they've done that.
Is it a 50-50? 60-40? Where are you at?
I don't know. Wonder what Passon is saying on all of this now. because that's
I got to think that they have the 60 guys in place, right?
right.
And they are at different locations. I've heard, Nashville, blah, whatever. I got to think that they're going to try. They're greedy. The baseball players, the baseball owners are going to try to get and just we'll use the. That's why we have them. We'll use some of the backups.
Yeah, wow.
They're going to go there. They're going to try that.
Yeah, but their backups have been going home and going to restaurants, and they're doing the same thing.
Hey, bring those guys in. Not just our stars need to get
bubbled.
COVID. Bring them in.
They're not bubbled. You know what I mean?
Everybody, come on. It's a COVID party. Come and get it.
Yeah, it's just.
I'll tell you what, the people in Alabama are jealous because they're spreading it. Yeah, and then people are doing it right. Those COVID parties are having right.
South Carolina, I don't know if you saw this. I think it was Saturday. They had 2,000 cases or something, and they had 80 deaths. Their ratio was crazy, dude. We have a lot of cases, and then we had the most deaths again yesterday in the state. I mean, the country.
Give South Carolina a couple weeks, man. The deaths, unfortunately, we see it, man.
Yeah.
The inertia of the initial hit, there's still ramifications to come, The
Marlins, by the way, have released a statement saying the health of our players and staff has been and will continue to be our primary focus as we navigate through these uncharted waters. After a successful spring 2.0, we now have experienced challenges once we went on the road and left Miami. Postponing tonight's home opener was the correct decision to ensure we take a collective pause and try to properly grasp the totality of this situation. We have conducted another round of testing for our players and staff, and our team will all remain in Philadelphia pending the results of those tests, which we expect later today. We will provide additional information as soon as it becomes available. Not only did they test positive, now they're stuck in Philadelphia. Thank you. Nothing against Philly, but guys, I'm sorry for those of you that live in Philly. When you live in South Florida, you don't want to live in Philly. I'm just saying. Just saying. It's one of those things. Once you get spoiled with a certain area, for you to move, it's got to be a place that's I've said this many times. The only place I would openly move to is Northern California, San Francisco. Because I've lived there for a short time, and it's God's country, bro. That place is amazing. Okay? It's just awesome. It's the only other place I would say, that's okay. All right, I can move there. But any other place, I probably would be unhappy with it. Because I love this place. Born and raised here. I love everything about South Florida, the Keys, even on the left coast, whatever. I just love our area. You know what I mean? Just one of those things. And so now you're stuck in a hotel in Philly. Oh, wow. I don't know. That just doesn't seem like a really attractive place. I was thinking about that because when they said yesterday, well, they're gonna the Marlins will travel back after the game is done, but the players that tested positive are gonna stay in Philadelphia for 14 days. I'm like, what? You got to stay in a Philadelphia hotel room for 14 days? Huh? No. Don't do this to me. You know what I'm saying? Pat in Nashville says, I'm so tired of people saying uncharted waters. We've been on the USS COVID for 5 months. It was supposed to be a 3-hour tour. San Fran is a crap hole, needles and condoms all over the streets, LOL. Hey, dude, I lived there for 6 months. I did not see any of that. Why? Because you went to what's it called? NorCal, you're from that area. What's that called? It's not called the red light district where the hoes are at? Yeah, of course. So, you ever been to crack dens in South Florida? There are bad neighborhoods everywhere, bro. But I love San Francisco, man. I lived there, and it was a lot of fun, I got to say. Good people. Food is awesome. That's the other thing. A lot of mom and that's the key in San Fran. A lot of hit the mom and pop restaurants. Freaking awesome. I'm telling you. It's a great place. I enjoyed myself there. That would be one place that I would. But apparently, Tremolio hangs out in the seedy areas of San Francisco. Hate Ashbury wasn't bad, dude. Why? Because you saw a couple of stoners there? It's pretty clean. It's not like the Tenderloin. Thank you, Rosendo. That's it, the Tenderloin district. That's where you see some scrubby people. That I'll give it to you. Okay? Tenderloin district, okay. Shady. But Haight Ashbury, please. Haight Ashbury's fine. What, a couple stoners bother you? Give me the stoners don't bother anybody. Just getting high, bro. They're not bothering anybody. They're cool. Got no problem with that. I enjoyed that. I lived there, so I got to know it a little bit. Football should be planning for a bubble, but they, like MLB, are too stupid to figure that out. Yep. Not as smart as the NBA, my brother. The NBA is the one that gets it. They lead the way. That's just how it's done. Mom and pop restaurants will all be closed down soon. They can't afford not to be open. You're right. You're right about. But I'm just saying, John. If you lived in San Fran, or if you visit one day, if you go next year, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, I'm telling you, the mom and pop restaurants in San Francisco are the bomb. You save yourself a little money instead of the big restaurants, and the food is phenomenal. Okay? Mike Garcia says, where's your mask? Dude, I'm in my house. Mike, I'm in my house. I don't wear a mask here. Masks are for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday when I'm out in the street. When I'm in my house, I don't wear a mask. Do you wear a mask in your car, Mike? Okay. The Castro district. No, it's not. No. That's there's no Fidel Castro district. It's the Tenderloin. Tenderloin is the one. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Well, that could be where Kaepernick lives.
Well, the Castro district?
Yeah,
because
he sports the shirt.
That's right. Nice job by you. That's right. The Castro district. That's where Kaepernick is at. He's hanging out with his Castro shirt. That's it. Nice job. Don't trade him and the season goes through. They could end up firing Gase at the end of the year, and Adams would stay there, right? Well, it didn't last that long. They actually believe in Gase, so they got rid of this guy. And it was 2 first-rounders and a third. And a couple of things that we're going to talk about with this trade. Did Seattle give up too much? Yeah, they gave up too much. Is he worth that? Yeah, he's also worth that. And let me explain why I say this. If you're the Atlanta Falcons and you make this move, it's a bad move. If you're the Miami Dolphins and you make this move, it's a stupid move. If you're the Carolina Panthers and you make this move, it's a stupid move. Okay? Why is it a stupid move? Because the Atlanta Falcons have no shot at winning the Super Bowl. Okay? And the Carolina Panthers definitely have no shot at winning the Super Bowl. And you can even forget about the Dolphins. They can maybe buy tickets for the Super Bowl, but they got no shot at even making it to the AFC Championship game, much less the Super Bowl. They'd be lucky to just sneak into the playoffs. Okay? So, Seattle, they are a contender now. And they're a contender to win the Super Bowl. They have a young team that they've developed around Russell now that is on the brink. And they needed to add another star to that defensive puzzle. Okay? And this is that guy. You put a guy like this. He's got 12 in his 3-year career. Okay? He has 275 tackles in his 3 years. He's forced 6 fumbles and recovered 4. Okay? He has 3 interceptions, I believe. He doesn't have a lot of interceptions, but when you play closer to the line of scrimmage, you're going to get less opportunities. But the fact that they used him also as a pass rusher, it tells you how special this guy is. This is one hell of a player. Okay? I said that while he was with the Jets. Okay? So, to me, this is not one of those guys that they overtraded for because of the position that Seattle is in. Seattle is back now to being a playoff team. They have the kind of quarterback that gives you a chance to win any and every game possible. That's Russell. Now you bring that defense back up to snuff again, and you've got the balance that you need in order to go after a Super Bowl championship once again. And they're not going to give him a contract now. He's going to play on his current contract, which they control him for 2 more years, the 4th year and the 5th year, because he's a first-round player. They can tag him after that. Now, I doubt they'll get to that point. Something tells me they will pay him next offseason. But remember, next year's cap is going to go way down now. Because of all the losses this year, they're not going to have nearly the kind of money that they all thought they were going to have going into next year. In fact, it's going to take a couple steps back. So it will limit them what they can do. But they are committed to him, and they're going to have to give him the big money. So they're going to be paying 2 guys an enormous amount of money. This also probably takes them out of the Jadeveon Clowney sweepstakes. Because they've been talking with Jadeveon, but apparently this was the better move for them because this is a long-term move. And remember, they dominate at that position. So did they overpay? Yeah. But in their case, it was a logical gamble to overpay for this man because of what he brings to the table. If you were another team that wasn't close to winning a title, there's no way you pay 2 first-rounders and a third for him because you also have to give him a contract. And that's just too much. It's too much compensation for one football team where you're losing 3 picks and a lot of cap space. You know, just doesn't make a lot of sense for a regular team. A team like Seattle, all the sense in the world.
Save some money, get the contract done.
Yes.
As soon as possible.
Wow, you're terrible, bro. Your throat is always stuffed.
The weather this weekend killed me.
Bro, you make it from day one, bro.
No, it hasn't been like that
like
the
that
last
for
few.
11 months.
Yeah, you get it once in a while too, though.
It's all right. I talk for 4 hours.
Question: Do they need to get him signed to a contract to save some money?
Not right now. They can't.
Wait?
They can't right now. They have to wait till next year. They have to wait till next year and see what's going to, because they have him controlled for 2 more years. Now, here's the other thing about this trade that becomes a little bit disturbing. Okay? What if you don't play? What if there is no, and the year is going to go by of service. So now you're going to have to tag him, and you're not going to get the opportunity. Now it becomes a bad trade. Because now you lost out on the freebie year that you have. Because think about this. If you have the kind of year that you win a title, and Seattle can win the title this year, and you didn't pay him, mission accomplished. Right? Hell, and if you win the title, he might even give you a little bit of a discount thinking, we could get more here. Now he's, for sure he's going to want his money. There's no doubt about that. But if you sit out a year and he doesn't make money and he's on his rookie deal, that's going to put more desperation into Jamal Adams that I need to get paid. I'm a player in this league and I need to get paid. And if you're Seattle and there's no football season this year, wow. That trade becomes a disaster. Okay? That's one that you got to think about if you're Seattle. This trade doesn't happen. This season doesn't happen. That's a major setback for Seattle. And the Jets, it's a coup for them. Now, it doesn't matter in the long run because Adam Gase will ruin relationships with every player you bring into that building. So it really, it's useless. What they did was stupid. They would have been better off firing Gase and keeping Jamal Adams and build around quality players and quality people and get rid of a piece of crap like Adam Gase. But you made your bed, and that's it. Now, here's another angle to all of this that I got to mention. The silly-ass Dolphin fan. And I saw you guys rear your ugly heads over the weekend on social media trying to compare this to the Minka trade. Okay, first of all, Jamal Adams is a much better player than Minka is. Okay? He has proven way more than Minka has already as it is. So you're supposed to get more for him. Okay? Now, your pick was in the, middle of the first round this year, right? Because the Steelers weren't that good. So you didn't really get a terrible pick. It was past 10, obviously. What was it? I forgot what it was, but it was.
I think we had, was it 5, 18, and 25?
So it was 18, I think it was.
18, 25.
So it was 18. It was the 18th pick in the draft. I mean, come on. Really? So you're going to get the 2 first-rounders are at the end of the first round for Seattle. It's going to be 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. They're going to be up there. They're either going to be in the NFC Championship game or they're going to be in the Super Bowl. Okay, so they're going to be right up there. You're going to have a back-end pick 2 years in a row with Seattle. So it's really, they did get a little more, but in the end, they had the better player. And to compare the trades is asinine. To me, it sounds like the Dolphin that wants to sit there and complain just to complain. Because there's really nothing to complain about. Look, Minka didn't want to be here. Screw him, dude. I don't understand why some people are so butthurt about this. I love what the Dolphins are doing. You should feel much better about where the Dolphins are headed after this past season and watching them clear out the cap, clear out everything. They're loaded now with young talent. Now they can develop a team for the future, and they got a bunch of guys that want to be here. Minka didn't want to be here, and he didn't want to be the Swiss Army knife that he can be. And after all that, he ended up whining like a little bitch that he wants to be now a Swiss Army knife for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That guy doesn't know what he wants. And he's got his mom complaining for him also. I've had enough of that guy. Okay? I don't want him on my team. I don't want to see him as a Dolphin. And I don't wish him any well or any luck whatsoever. So those of you, again, I tell you guys all the time, stop living in the past. Let it go. Let go the Dolphin frustrations from the past. Let go the failures from the past. And certainly let go of people that don't want to be here. And if Minka didn't want to be here, well, then F him, dude. Okay? I want to root for Jakeem Grant. He wants to be here. Josh Rosen has not said that he wants to leave. And yet, they've done everything to not put him in place to be the guy. Good. That's the kind of guy I want. He's going to be here. He's going to try to play. He's going to try to build up his value. He's not trying to whine and bitch and wants out. Jesse Davis has been moved to 800 positions, wants to be here. That's what I want. I want people that want to be Dolphins. Minka didn't want to be a Dolphin. So stop making it more than what it is and stop living in the past. And please don't ever compare Minka right now to Jamal Adams. Maybe Minka can become a better player than Jamal Adams. Maybe he can be just as good. But right now, he's not better than him. And there was no reason for Miami to get more than what they got for Jamal Adams because he wasn't a better player than Jamal. In fact, Minka played his best football the first half of the season there with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was his best football so far. Just To me, it's just people complaining to complain. That's all it is. All right, let me tell you about VSS West Pines. Love talking about Jose and all the great people out there. Hey, 20% off. Go mention my name. Go to VSS West Pines. You need to get some CBD? Go there. Flower, tinctures, edibles, CBD topicals, transdermal patches, whatever it is for stress, for anxiety, for pain, for your dogs and cats. You name it, they've got it for you there. All kinds of great CBD products, and they're so educated too. They will educate you about it all. 20% off when you mention my name. Hookahs, all price ranges. Water pipes, all price ranges. Check it out. Papers, you name it, rolling papers. They've got the largest selection out there, all kinds of varieties, and all kinds of types of gifts and school bags and all kinds of different bags to carry your stuff. I'm telling you, man, you're going to love it. All kinds of funky ashtrays, flasks, you name it, man. They've got all kinds of different items there. I always tell you, it's Barefoot Mailman and Spencer's meets CBD, and that's why you want to go to 12397 Pembroke Road. Go to the website. You can order by calling them at 954-613-3367. Order by phone, curbside pickup. But if you do get off, wear your mask and go to VSSWestPines.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
We're back. Haven't seen Myron. Myron, if you're watching, your book is here because I haven't seen him respond on text. There you go, my brother, just in case. I told him that I would find it one way or another. We were going to get it done. I promise you. Dolphins, by the way, made a trade for Adam Shaheen. He was a second-round pick of the Bears out of Ashland, a Division II school. He's 6'6", 257. They gave up the seventh-round pick they picked up for Charles Harris in the trade. Don't even look into this, okay? He's just training camp fodder. If he makes the team, it'll be a miracle. And, you know, if they can get something out. And this is one of those flyer things that they figure instead of the 7th rounder, we'll take a chance. Remember, this is a year where you don't have a lot of time to evaluate. So you kind of already know what this guy is because you got enough tape on him, so you figure maybe he has a role, a specific role that they can put him in, and that's what they're going to try to do. But if you're going to try to look into anything in this, he's been a bust. It's been a waste. Don't even bother. Don't even try to waste your time trying to think that this is some kind of a good thing or it's going to make a difference or something. If it does, miracles. If it doesn't, it was kind of expected. It is what it is. So your car. Wear an N95 if you can. I wear my N95 everywhere I go. Obviously, when I do the show, I have to wear outside. I have to wear the cloth type ones. I don't have one here right now. Oh yeah, I do. See, I normally when I'm out on the street, I'll wear this. I'll wear my N95, right? But you can't do the show because it's muzzled, so I can't do that. So, but I'll be like on Wednesday, I'll walk in with this and be preparing for the show at VSS West Pines. And then when we're about to start the show, I will take it off and then I will put one of my cloth ones on. Okay. Boom. And you're right. This is going to work much better than this because you've got this material and you've got the filter. So it's double whammy for you. But in order for me to talk and do a talk show, I have to do it under this one. So at least it gives me some protection. It's not perfect. Nothing is, not even the N95. But at least it's something there. You know what I'm saying? So, but you got to at least give yourself a fighting chance to not catch it. Look, it's tough for any of us to avoid it just by doing the little things that we have to do every day. Yesterday I went to Walgreens to buy some water. I could get it there. Now I bought everything and then I came home and I washed my hands right away. I mean, it's the only way. It's the right way to do things. It's the way it gives us a chance to avoid this crap. Again, nothing perfect, but you got a shot. Now it's all on Chris Greer's shoulder to bring Miami back to the glory days. That's right. That's right. People in the extreme parties make villains out of the moderates in both parties and drag us down with them. That's right, Sergio. You are correct. Do you think the Dolphins will pursue Laramie Tunsil when he hits free agency? Why would he hit free agency? He's going to get a new deal, bro. There's no way he can't leave Houston, bro. They're going to give – wait a minute. Didn't they give him the contract finally? Didn't they give him the fat-ass contract already? I thought they did, didn't they? Let me see. Let me see here. Texans signed Tunsil. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe it's just been talked about. Yeah, man. Yeah, they gave him the extension, dog. Yeah. Okay. $66 million, 3-year deal worth $66 million. So I'm not sure what. Are you trying to trip me out or trying to trick me here or something? So Richard, no, he's not going to be a rookie. Let's see. Love the jersey. Too bad this pandemic still exists. Okay. Great thinking, Big O. Wear the effing mask. You got to wear the effing mask, bro. You have no choice. Did you clean the food or product you brought from the supermarket or pharmacy? Wife did that. Yes. Yep. I just got a new contract. All right. Chaos Kane. Good for you, bro. Way to go. Getting that new contract. Or you mean Tunsil? Where he says, I just got a new contract. So are you talking about Tunsil and you accidentally said I? I'm not sure. But I hope Chaos King, you got a new contract. I hope they signed you to a $100 million deal, my man. And the least you could do is, maybe take us out to lunch, social distancing and all, But it's takeout, okay? It's not like, I don't want to sit in a restaurant.
I got a perfect plan. Sports Grill.
There you
Deliver wings to the house.
There you go. Exactly. Strippers delivering wings. That's what I need. That's exactly. See, now that you got a new contract, have strippers deliver wings to my house for my wife. Okay? Because it's really not for me. I just want to see my wife. Because my wife would be so uncomfortable. She would be so, weirded out by the whole thing. It would be freaking hilarious. It's one of those deals, right? And can you imagine if one of them starts twerking right in front of her? Oh, that would be priceless. I would never hear the end of it. But the good thing is I would laugh every time she'd bring it up. And then she'd get mad at me, are you going to laugh about this? And I'm going, yeah, I'm going to laugh about this every single time you bring it up. And then that'll get her even more mad. And then I'll laugh even more because of that. So if you did get that contract, strippers and wings to my house, ultimate joke for the wifey. That would be absolutely fantastic. Did you see Post Malone, what he's trying to do?
I noticed something on Twitter with him, but I can't recall exactly what it was.
He's on social media all the time, but there's a new thing he's trying to do. Now, for those of you that don't know, Post Malone loves beer pong. He lost a beer pong competition to Pat Mahomes and to Travis Kelce recently, and because he lost it, he promised them that he would tattoo their autographs on him, on his body. Now, I was thinking about that. That's really not that impressive because Post Malone, I think he tattoos his body for fun. So it's, whatever. But still, his crazy ass did do that. Now he's even crazier because Post Malone wants a World Beer Pong League. That's right. He's taking steps to turn his favorite drinking game into big business, the beer pongs and Bentleys. Rapper is looking to lock up the rights to World Pong League, and Post and his legal team have gone so far as to file a trademark for the name. According to the docs obtained by TMZ, Post wants his World Pong League to operate official beer pong tournaments, competition events, and exhibitions. He's going to make money with this, right? Because people will do this. And knowing that it's Post Malone's, even more people will get involved. He goes, you got to have merch. Post plans to put the league moniker on beverage glassware, drinking glasses, plastic cups, game tables, cup racks, balls, and every piece of casual sportswear, including boxer shorts, under the sun. As you know, Post is a huge beer pong fanatic, and he loves to raise the stakes. He won $50,000 playing Pong with Tala Yahweh. We're told the World Pong League is the brainchild of Post and his manager, Dre London, but the idea is only in its infant stages, meaning all you amateurs still have to practice, aim well, and drink wisely, friends. So there you go. Post Malone's Beer Pong League. But only a dude like that can come up with something like this, right? It has to be like an athlete can't do that because it would be such a bad look for them. But a rocker, a rapper, maybe some kind of crazy entertainer or something like that. Not even like Tom Hanks doesn't want to do this. Not a good look for him.
Steven Spielberg's forgetting about DreamWorks and doing this.
No. Denzel Washington. Not a good look for him.
Lucas is going to start up a new thing.
Oprah Winfrey. Not a good look for her. But Post Malone, it's a good look for him.
You saw that he immediately merchandising.
Right. Of course.
Cha-ching.
Of course. And this thing will get on television. Because it's Post Malone. He's going to get famous people to play beer pong. So right away.
Do it with the poker tournament.
Right. So right away, you'll get butts to watch. Okay. And you could do what Snoop did the other day. It doesn't have to be on TV, but it could be on the internet because it's the same thing anyways nowadays on Versus What the hell's the difference? You can reach as many. Hell, you might reach more people now on the internet than you will on TV now. More people are on the internet, okay, all the time, right? That's the truth. So I would not be surprised, but people like this can pull this kind of crap off. You know, Nikki Sixx could have a beer pong league. Yeah, a rocker, come on. Ozzy Osbourne would be the perfect beer ponger. And he'd lose every game because there's no way that guy has an ounce of athleticism in his body. The most athletic thing I've ever seen Ozzy Osbourne ever do is this. Clap on stage. The fact he can stand is probably the biggest athletic, feat he has, pretty much. David Lee Roth can do a beer pong challenge. Okay? See? Certain people can pull it off. Gronkowski can have a beer pong league. In fact, I think Gronkowski should team up with Post Malone because I don't think there's anybody better for a beer pong partner with Post Malone than Gronkowski. That's perfect right there. Beer pong league. That is just absolutely awesome, dude, at every level. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. You can also reach out to me on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always because that, my friends, is a 24-hour talk show. Big O just wanted to give Adam Gase a big hug for trading away Jamal Adams. As a Dolphin fan, I wasn't looking forward to facing that dude twice a year. Jets suck. You're right. And, hey, listen, it weakens them. It makes our boys even better. Listen, I know the season's not going to happen, so I'm not going to build myself up on all of this. But I was looking forward to watching the Dolphins secondary absolutely embarrass every quarterback in this division, including Cam Newton, by the way. Okay? Sam Darnold, Cam Newton, and Josh Allen, oh my Lord. I was looking forward to interception after interception after interception this year with that secondary. So the fact that we're not going to get that kind of hurts, man. It bothers me. I got to be honest, it bothers me a little bit because I know the Dolphins aren't going to win a Super Bowl, and I don't even think they're going to get to the playoffs. I think they got a shot to get to 500, and I think they got a shot at surprising a couple teams and proving to people that, okay, the progress is, 7-8 wins this year, up from 5. They're headed in the right direction. But I was looking forward to this secondary causing havoc because I love the way they went about reconstructing this roster, and I love the emphasis they put on the secondary, even drafting Noah. Knowing that Needham came up well, Bobby McCain plays well, and then you add Byron Jones and you get X-Man back. Oh, my Lord. I am loving it, dude. I think this secondary for the Dolphins is going to be a lot of fun. So it's nice that our quarterback has one less dude he has to deal with somebody else's secondary, and that's Jamal Adams because that guy's a badass. So I'm with you there. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also email me at Big O Show, at BigORadioshow.com is the other way you want to get in on the program. Many ways to chime in on the show. That's how we hope that you are able to join us and talk a little sports, life, anything you want to talk about, which is always a beautiful thing. What else do we have here? See here on the what am I doing here? Where the hell is this? I'm trying to get to my accidentlawfirm.com text line, and I don't know why I am not finding That's weird, man. All right, I guess we'll have to go another way to it. Okay, that's all right. We will pull it up other ways and figure it all out. Not worried about it. There we go. We'll pull it up. Here we go. Here's the accidentlawfirm.com text line. Big O, I just saw the Jamal Adams trade, and I got to say the Jets got a lot for Adams, and I think it's a great fit for the Seahawks since they're Super Bowl contenders. Russell Wilson, that's G in Pennsylvania. You are correct, sir. O was listening to the podcast, wanted to add Dream Theater's debut was a pretty big prog album in the 90s. Dude, that's a great call on your part. I forgot about Dream Theater. That is an awesome one right there because that's in the 90s when Dream Theater came out with theirs. That is awesome. I also want to add Stones to your top 5 rock bands. Yep. I mean, I got no problem somebody adding the Stones there. Please send NorCal my sincere prayers. Ron in Michigan of healing and recovery in the name of Jesus. He seems like a really good dude. No, he's a great dude. He's an awesome human being. And shout out to John Rouse as well on the AC and the Brownies. That's right. Rouse is in the house. How about Rouse with the AC? That's just
he's a beast, man. There's just,
out of control. Out of control, dude. That was just an out of control move by John Rouse. How do you do that, bro? You bring a damn AC. That's just too fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Too fantastic. Oh, all right, 7. Did you guys see the idiots that got off at a Walmart in Minnesota with swastika masks? I mean, what's wrong with you?
And then defending it.
Right. It's like, and I got to tell you something. I didn't know Minnesota was that crazy of a state. I got to say, with the cops, with the rioting, with the swastika masks, some crazy ass stuff goes on in Minnesota. I thought they were like, Southern Canadians. Right? That's kind of like, that was my impression of Minnesota. Minnesota was like loaded with a bunch of good people. We have Jesse in Minnesota that listens to us all the time, chimes in on the show all the time. I thought Minnesota was way closer to normal than we would ever be in Florida. Them bastards are as crazy as we are. I mean, they do the kind of stupid things we do in this state. Wow. I just saw that. And those two, and I think they're banned from, I think they can't go into Walmart anymore. I think they can be arrested for trespassing or whatever. But it was, disgusting, dude. I got to be honest. I was looking forward to a couple people kicking their ass. You see those videos when the person thinks they're tough and all that, and then they show. I don't know if you guys saw the one that went viral. It was in a mall, and there's this big, strong guy, man. He's thick. He's fat. Okay, let's just say it. He's a big fat guy. Okay, I didn't want to say it, but I'm fat, so I can call anybody fat. When you're fat, you can say you're fat. Okay, and he's a big fat ass. So the big fat ass apparently was having it out with somebody that was. Let me just say it seemed like he was part of the LGBT community, okay? So there must have been some kind of, derogatory something. And then the two started almost, they started like getting into the fat guy was really funny. He raises his shorts, opens up his legs, and gets into like this, fighting mode, right? And so then the other person wasn't necessarily in a fighting mode, but still was ready to fight. And they collide. And let me tell you something. The person from the LGBT community that gave up about 100 pounds, okay, messes this dude up and puts him on the floor and everything, makes him look really silly, right? And then they're in the second floor of the mall. So the person from the LGBT community starts making fun of the dude on the floor, and he gets up and the other one starts running, which at this point I'm like, you just kicked their ass. You're quicker. It looks like you can beat this person up, but you're running now. So I don't know if you think you got lucky at that moment and you're like, oh, this big fat dude's going to kill me now. But starts running around because you know the second floor malls that have the hole in the middle of each of the walkways that you can see the first floor and it's just a rail. And then, you know, there are walkways that join each side and you can walk one way or another or cross over. So they're going around that thing and it's just a hilarious thing. And then people that are filming are laughing, you know. I don't know if you saw that one, but it was funny, man. It was funny. There's some funny videos out there. I got to tell you, some of the crap that goes on out there on the street, that's some stuff that you got to laugh your ass off.
You got to think that there's going to be more of that just because of tensions.
Right.
You know, everybody being stressed. There's fuses being shorter, right?
Yeah.
That we're going to see more of this.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I am looking to see if there's anything new, by the way, on the baseball side and see if they have canceled anything yet in baseball. Because I would imagine that there's, let me see. Okay, no, this is nothing new here so far. I haven't seen, it looks like, I don't know what you call big names on the Marlins, but, you know, it's kind of, I guess that's kind of a loose term that you're going to use. Listen to Jeff Passan talk about the Marlins situation. Play a little Jeff Passan here as he describes the mess that the Marlins are in right now.
The number of positive cases among Miami Marlins players is now up to 12. Two coaches, sources have told me, and Jesse Rogers are also positive for COVID-19. This is the sort of outbreak that baseball was afraid of. And what happens now is anyone's best guess. Their game, their home opener against the Baltimore Orioles, has been canceled, and the further fallout today and in the coming days is going to be awfully interesting to see really the viability of the 2020 Major League Baseball season and how baseball, or if baseball, continues to be played.
By the way, the update from Passan, the total number of infected players is 11 of the 33 that have been traveling with the team and 2 coaches. Marlins, Orioles, Yankees, Phillies, those games have been postponed for now. The rest may be played. Okay? So that's all we know at the moment what's going on. The good thing is, folks, basketball and hockey are in bubbles. And enjoy the MLS tournament while it's in a bubble. Once they get out of the bubble, I got nothing else for you, bro. It's over.
Do you think maybe the soccer league says, you know what? Let's take a page. Look what's happening. We're going to stay right here. Could they opt to do that?
Well, first of all, I don't know if they've negotiated with Disney to be
obviously
able to stay there.
Right.
And then they've also got to negotiate with the players again to then say, okay, we're going to stay here for the remainder of the season, which I pray for that because then that gives us a chance to have the MLS season and it gives a chance for Miami to actually play a season out, which would be really nice if they can actually play the season out. Dean G says, Big O, is MLB flying commercially or privately? I think they're flying charters. I don't think they're flying with regular people. I think they fly charters. So it's their own plane. Not that they own the plane, but they chartered the plane. Now, there might be, I don't know, I would imagine the Yankees and the Dodgers have like their own planes. I wouldn't be surprised if those people have their own planes. Some NFL teams have their planes. Why wouldn't MLB teams? Even NBA teams have, the Heat have their own plane. So I would imagine that I don't think the Marlins have their own plane, but why wouldn't the Yankees have their own plane? Although I've never seen it. I've never seen like a Yankee plane. So I don't think they do. I They probably have a deal with American Airlines or somebody like that, and there's a plane that's dedicated to them that they pay for or something. That's probably what they do. You know what I mean? Because it's an expense you can write off after. You know what I'm saying? So it's maybe
they're the official airlines of the Yankees, blah, it's barter.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? Romeo Garcia says, glad to listen to you, Big O. Greetings from Mexico City. Thank you, sir. Thank you for keeping it locked in from Mexico City. I love it. 100%, my friends. Way too much hate going on right now. Huh? What? What the hell is that? I don't know what you're talking about there. Alex, you got to fill me in on that.
Maybe
one.
talking about the Nazi, just people just being stupid.
I don't know,
man.
I have no idea what he's talking about. But anyway, let's do this. Let's tell you about Murias Dental. I'm telling you, a root canal, you got to call the folks at Murias Dental. Eric does an amazing job. State-of-the-art equipment, extremely clean, which is very important. And again, like I told you, state-of-the-art. So if you need a filling, they do it. Well, fillings, everybody does it right there. But if you do, let's say, a crown or an implant, they will create the tooth right there and then. You are not going to leave with some temporary and come back a couple weeks later. I don't think you want to do that. You don't want to waste your time. At Murias Dental, they get it all done right there and then because they've got the machine to make the tooth right there and then. It's amazing. State of the art. I told you. 305-821-0231. Make sure you tell them that Big O sent you, man. 305-821-0231. Go to the website. You know I would never mislead you. These folks are amazing. MuriasDental.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's Accident Law Firm.
Month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
We back. All right. We take you till, I don't know, I guess, wow, we're into the third hour. That's just crazy already. Really. How have I done 2 hours already? What the hell is this? Wow.
Well, doing an hour and 15 minutes right out the block, kind of.
Yeah, that kind of helps, right? That kind of shortens your day, right? When you explode right from the get-go.
Get the hard stuff out of the way, right? I
Yeah.
slam an hour and 15 minutes right out the block.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. It's already been 2 hours. That's nuts. You guys saw Verlander. He is he done for the year yet? I mean, when I start seeing forearm tightness, to me, that's like, well, we're going to check him out for a couple weeks. And then, oh, no, it's Tommy John, and he's done for the year. Can I be – okay, now, this is a joke that only some of you are going to get. Young people that don't follow baseball or don't care about baseball, or young people that maybe even follow baseball but don't really know the history, they're not going to understand this. But I'm just wondering, did Justin Verlander's forearm know that Dusty Baker was the manager? So the forearm said, "No, I'm done. I'm not even going to try. Why am I going to play for that guy?" Those two dudes, okay, Lasorda won, and then Dusty Baker's number 2. Listen, his forearm was going to fall off anyways because it was Dusty Baker. Now, Dusty only had 60 games to screw you up, so maybe you were saved. You know what I mean? Now, if you allow Dusty 162, I guarantee you're going to pitch at least 47 outings in 162. You'll probably pitch a couple of back-to-back sessions because that's, the way Dusty does it. I'm just on the lighter side of this. I'm wondering if his forearm got a sniff of, well, wait a minute, it's Dusty Baker. I'd rather just blow up right now, my forearm. And this was going to be, and we've watched other people already also get injured in the league. You're talking about a guy in his high 30s, and you're talking about ramping up and getting the 0 to 60 as quick as possible, which this was going to be a challenge for all these players. And an older player like Justin Verlander, that's scary. And think about this. If he has to have Tommy John, he is done for this season and for next season. Yeah. We're about in August, dude. So they're going to shut him down for a couple weeks, right? They told him to stop, drop, shut him down, open up shop, right? They told him stop. So now you're going to wait a couple weeks, so you're going to go into mid-August. By the time you announce that he's got whatever, Tommy John surgery coming up, now you've got to have the surgery, and now you got to wait about a year. So when's he going to be available? For September of next year? So you're going to bring him back so he has to hurry up to play in postseason? Yeah, I saw what happened with the Yankees last year. That doesn't work, okay? Yankees did the same crap last year. They were trying to pace their guys. They're trying to get them healthy just before the post. That didn't work. Because you don't try to get somebody healthy right before the playoffs. Because it's the same thing as what you're doing now. You're trying to hurry them up without there's a process, dude. And you've got to build it up. We got some breaking news here coming in. I don't know what's going on here. Well, we know the Marlins home opener tonight against the Orioles is postponed. Okay. Nothing new there. Okay, I thought maybe they were going to cancel the season, which, I mean, I would not be surprised. You know what? I should not say that. They're greedy enough that they'll try this one more time and wait for another one of these situations. That's kind of what they're going to do. But the thing is, what do you do with the Phillies? Do you quarantine these guys for 10, 14 days now?
You got to think about doing something like that to play it safe. But you know what I could see in the meeting, them saying, "Hey, we have 60 guys on the roster, and what are they there for? In case of this situation, we'd be calling up the double and triple A guys. Let's use those 60 that we have on our roster."
Right. The same guys that also don't play in a bubble, and they're out on the street too.
Even more so because at least they're not involved. They're not involved with the game. They're just out there free and clear.
I know this. If I'm the Yankees, there's no way I'm playing these games. In that locker room, I'm like, no, dude, I'm not doing that. No. I'm not doing that. No way. Okay?
It's funny you're talking about the pitching thing. I saw during the Yankees game they talked about it, and I forget what it might have been the A's and Angels game, talking about using pitchers toward the end of the year to get into the playoffs and use them as closers, your starters. And, we all know they pitch the second day anyway.
Right.
They throw half, like maybe 50 pitches or whatever to stay warm.
No, it's just
and instead of doing that, making it during the game and really using your starters every chance you get. Heard it twice yesterday.
Yeah. I see Buster Olney's talking now. I don't know what the hell he's saying. But so far, Orioles and Marlins and Yankees, Phillies postponed. I guess we're going to have to wait till they meet. I just don't know how you just consciously say, yeah, no, we got to go forward. Screw it, dude. Screw it. So now you've got this whole thing with Verlander out for a few weeks with forearm strain. And there's a part of you that has to say karma's setting in, some bitches. You know what I'm just throwing that out there because everything they got plunked the other day. Although when they did get plunked, it didn't seem like it was on purpose. It actually seemed like the ball did get away from the pitchers when it hit the guys. And I don't know if maybe it's calmed down a little bit, the cheating after this time has passed and the COVID and everything else. But I will say this is the one team that can suffer all kinds of bad news, and people aren't going to care about this team. They're not going to care that they're suffering any kind of setback whatsoever.
Well, you remember, what was it, a week ago, 10 days ago, the pitching coach for Houston talking about the fact that game 6 or 7, there was a strike call, and it cost them the game because the guy ended up hitting a home run, and we lost the World Series because we got cheated. And it was just like, wow, man, you guys just won't stop doubling down on bad. Seriously? Still? Wow.
Pat in Asheville goes, this is an extreme, and I would never do this, but I'm surprised that a sports league hasn't floated the idea of infecting all players voluntarily. Pat, that is extreme, and it's crazy. Because there's going to be people that are going to suffer long-term problems with this. And then that means you created that long-term problem by forcing them. And I don't think anybody wants to get infected by this because you just don't know what the long-term effects could be. Most people may not suffer anything whatsoever. But but if you infect everybody, chances are somebody's going to suffer something from it. And what about if you kill somebody? I mean, we just lost a cop. We just lost a police officer 2 days ago to COVID. And he wasn't old either. I believe he was in his 40s, if I'm correct. So I know you can't, Pat. You do that, and that's going to probably set off some incredible lawsuits. Okay? And you're going to have a whole bunch of people who are going to say, no. And remember, there are some people that are playing that probably have some underlying conditions that they want to avoid it too. So, yeah, no, there's no way you can do that. Let's see. Troy goes, Pat, what you smoking, bro? And Rosenda goes, Agent Orange. One of those protesters without a mask, you're a freaking moron. Okay? You're not helping us. Right now, everybody's at risk when it comes to the pandemic. We need to actually do what's right for everybody. So, yeah, I'm with you, man. And the fact that he got infected during a pandemic is just sad, dude. It's disgusting. Did you guys see the Dalvin Cook story? This one's interesting. Again, Minnesota. What's all the craziness in Minnesota? So the agent for Dalvin Cook had to come out and call everybody a liar because Mike Zimmer came out and said during a news conference that that the running back Dalvin Cook told him that he was reporting to camp. So on a conference call to address the 3-year extension Zimmerman was awarded this week, the Vikings coach said the running back told him he would show up to training camp on Tuesday when veterans are set to report. Bus Cook, his agent, Zach Hiller, Cook's agent, said that the conversation did not happen. He goes, first, congrats to Zimmerman on his well-earned extension. However, Dalvin has not spoken to him in regards to reporting to camp. We are unsure why this was said. I hope Dalvin can continue to play a major role in the Vikings' future success. The NFL Network later reported on Saturday that Cook told the Vikings running backs coach, Kennedy Palomalu, that he plans to report to training camp, but Hiller said that wasn't the case either. Dalvin and Coach Palomalu speak often, and they have great relationships. Dalvin has never mentioned to him anything in regards to reporting to camp. I'm not sure where the miscommunication is. I hope Dalvin plays a major role in the Vikings' future success. So now you've got the agent calling Dalvin, the agent calling the running backs coach and the head coach a liar, and apparently they look like they're liars. Here's that, and let me tell you something. You know how many Joe fans are going to see the part of the story that said Dalvin Cook is reporting and they never saw the follow-up? A whole bunch. So tomorrow when he doesn't report, hey, I thought he was reporting. I thought he said he was reporting. Oh, what a jerk. No, he's not a jerk because he never said he was reporting. Look, I like Dalvin Cook, the person. There's no doubt I'm convinced he's a great player when healthy. But the problem is because of the when healthy thing, he can hold out all he wants. He has no leverage. None. Nobody's going to clamor to trade for him because nobody's going to want to give up picks and a salary to him. And nobody's going to want to give up a salary to a player that is often injured, more often than not. And now you've got this controversy because he wants a new contract, because obviously he knows how fragile he is, so he wants to get new money before he puts himself at risk again, because the next injury for sure will wipe out any kind of a big payday. And now you also want to paint him as a liar. That's where it doesn't look good for him. And it's not his fault because he did not say he was reporting at any time. It's not a good look for the Vikings, but the Vikings don't care. In the end, they just don't care. They drafted a kid 2 years ago. So they feel like, okay, he's not Dalvin Cook, but they've got some depth at that position. That's probably the way those guys feel. So they don't feel like, okay, well, we've got a good enough offensive line and a good enough quarterback that if we can't get Dalvin Cook to play, well, then Alexander Madison is going to be ready to go. Whether he is or he isn't, I don't know. And I know they've got a bunch of other no-name guys there, but Madison is the guy that they drafted, I believe, third round in 19. So they thought pretty highly of him if they drafted him in the third round. And he's looked all right. Again, Dalvin Cook is special. But let me tell you something. If Riley Reif and Dakota Dozier and all these cats, Garrett Bradbury, all these guys on the O-line, they start kicking ass and they start plowing people and they start opening up major holes and tearing it up, Dalvin Cook had very little leverage. He will then lose all of his leverage. And the theory of the replaceable running back will continue, and that will fuel more fire to it. It's a bad look for Zimmerman. It's a bad look for the organization putting Dalvin in that position. But on the flip side, I know it's bad for Dalvin that might be out there when it's unfair to him, but he has no leverage. And that's where things are really, really touchy for him. Unfortunately, it's such a miserable position nowadays in the NFL. Like, you can't feel like you're going to get big money anymore in the NFL. You have to be one of the elite running backs, and there's only a couple of those guys. Dalvin would be in that category if he wasn't injured all the time. But because he's injured all the time, he is no longer in that. He can't be in that category at all. Can't be included. Can't be considered. Can't coach him. Can't win with him. Can't do it. Won't do it. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. The NFL has added a new injured list, too. They've got the NFL's reserve/COVID-19 list now. And it doesn't have to only be players that are affected by COVID. It could be also players that had exposure to people who have COVID. So then they're on the list because they've got to then quarantine. Now, the league, because of HIPAA, and you're already watching with some other leagues, they cannot release the names unless the player wants to release the name. Like, we know the people that failed for the Heat, but they never told us. They never said, well, Bam Adebayo and Kendrick Nunn tested positive. No, Bam Adebayo and Kendrick Nunn are out. They'll be back in another week, and they'll join their team. And then the report came out that, hey, 2 Heat players tested positive. And guess who's not here? Bam and Kendrick. So you figure out who's got COVID. You know, it's one of those deals. Like, they won't tell you who's got COVID, but then if you see who's not there, you can kind of figure. The Marlins, 4 guys got COVID. Who's not there? Oh, okay, now we know. That kind of deal. So it's – and here's the – what's so bad about knowing that you got COVID? I'm just wondering. What's the difficulty behind all of that? I don't know where that becomes such an issue. That COVID becomes a problem that you've got to, I've got to hide it from people. You know what I'm saying? It's just, dude, it's not syphilis.
Some people are just weird about privacy and stuff, you know? Some people are like that.
I get it, but, I memean, come on, dude. Yeah, I get it, but it's COVID, bro. It's not the end of the world. You know, I get it. I don't want anybody to know I have herpes simplex 10. Okay? Eddie Murphy may know, but I don't want anybody else to know. You know? I can understand that. Maybe you don't want to report you had shingles. I don't know. But it's COVID. So you got COVID. Use it like a badge of honor. Wear a shirt. I got COVID and survived, and all I got was this stinking T-shirt. Do that. Have fun with it. I'm serious. Julius 305 chiming in on a little super chat. Says, thanks for the heads up on the AC/DC. That book cover was fitting this morning. You smashing that troll. Well, I wouldn't call him a troll. I just like to expose the folks that are not objective, you know? It's like, you want to take a shot at Cuomo. Like what? Like Democratic politicians are the only screw-ups during this thing? Please, give me a break. The Dems and the Republicans are both screw-ups. You know? Be fair, man. That's all I ask. There's nothing wrong with that. Just be fair. Call it like you see it. You know? I got into it with one guy because he was trying to defend DeSantis. And he's like taking shots at Cuomo. And I'm like, dude, they're both wrong. But Cuomo got it wrong early and then figured it out like a lot of people, like Europe did. We did not figure it out. And we're still making mistakes at this point. Shame on us. But he didn't see it that way. He just looked at the death list. Okay, no, New York's got more deaths. They're worse than us. And I'm like, are you watching what's going on right now? We are dying tenfold compared to them, and our tests are tenfold compared to them. Oh, no, what matters is only the death. Okay, dude, I get it. You want to count all the people in nursing homes that died early on in New York. Okay, great, bro. I got you. Cuomo's absolutely terrible. There you go. That'll make you happy. If I'm sick with any illness, I inform my customers before I ever look at their cars. I expect the same respect, but no, I don't. This is new to me. I've had asthma my entire life. Stay safe. That's NorCal right there chiming in. Dougie Fresh says, oh, your book inspires a movie question. What do you and Bill think would be the worst movie to take a first date to? Silence of the Lambs? Requiem for a Dream? Oh, no. No. Ishtar. Take him to Ishtar. That would be right there. That's one of the worst movies. You will, even worse than, Silence of the Lambs wasn't a bad movie. Requiem for a Dream, I remember, was actually a pretty good movie.
It's a good movie. It's just a train wreck, man.
No, it is a train wreck. But if I remember Requiem with a Dream, I haven't seen it like in
some of those scenes of them
isn't that a
people
90s
twitching
movie?
out and stuff.
Isn't Requiem of a Dream like 1990s?
It is the 90s,
right? Yeah.
Ellen Barkin.
Yes.
What's his name? John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
A lot of.
I think it's Leguizamo.
Leguizamo. Just a lot of twitchy, like weird, man.
Yeah, I remember that.
Ooh.
I remember. I would go with Ishtar, my brother. That right there is one of the worst movies of all time. Okay,
So as long as the movie's good, you don't care what kind of movie it is.
Yeah, Pat says I Spit on Your Grave. I got to tell you, I Spit on Your Grave is a terrible movie, but it's kind of fun, because it's fun watching her get revenge, especially when she cuts the dude's penis off in the tub, and he goes, oh, that hurt a little bit, but it felt good, and then he doesn't realize that he has been detached from his penis, and so she steps outside of the. You never saw I Spit on Your Grave? No. Do you remember? You don't know? You never saw it?
I think I seen a part, and I was just like, I can't watch.
A couple dudes raped a girl. Then she comes back and gets revenge on all of them. But they don't recognize her years later. And so she obviously tempts them all into, some kind of seductive thing. And so with one guy, she's playing with his private in the tub. And he's like looking up, and she just reaches over, grabs a knife, brings it in. She slices it right off, and he goes, "Oh, it hurt a little bit, but man, that felt good."
Better than that.
And then she gets up, and then he realizes it. She locks the door, and he just dies there because obviously he bleeds out.
Better than that, man. The girl with the dragon tattoo.
I kind of enjoy that scene.
The girl with the dragon tattoo.
In a twisted way.
Rapist pig.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, I've never done a tattoo, so don't move.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah. So, I Spit on Your Grave Part 2 is pretty ill, too. I
don't bring a girl back to your house, even if she likes you. I don't want to see.
And by the way, they redid I Spit on Your Grave. I never saw the new one. I've only seen the original one. But I got to say that the original one, I kind of enjoy her. Doesn't she run one over on a boat? Like, I think in one of them that she hits the gas, he falls off the boat, and then she whips around and then runs him over. I'm pretty sure of that. Which, again, props to her, man. You know, she got her revenge. Listen, as a guy that gets disgusted on the abuse of women and kids or animals, when the abusers get what they deserve, I kind of enjoy it. So, I Spit on Your Grave is terrible. It's not a good movie, but the revenge factor of it, I kind of enjoy. I got to say.
Likes when the abuser becomes the abusee.
Yes, I kind of love when she gets her revenge. You know what I mean? Terrible date movie. Probably. Yeah, it's probably a terrible date movie, I Spit on Your Grave. Yeah, that may not be the one you want to take her to. Yeah. Yeah. Worst movies are the best movies for a first kiss since you got nothing to do for 2 hours. Rosendo, what are you, 15? Adults aren't making out in movie theaters, bro.
When was the last time that you made out at a movie theater?
Again, I'm
like
not 15.
High school,
Yeah.
like high school, man.
You don't do that in a movie theater.
That's when you can make your move. You don't need to be in the theater,
No. My man is.
You're able to shift your game when you got a car.
He's still thinking of the days where he reached over the seat and then you trying to cop a feel and you're working your way out. No.
Oh, the shortstop, like George Costanza's dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Kramer's trying to pull his move.
Yeah,
that's my move.
I mean, come on. No, I don't think we're making out in cars. In movie theaters anymore. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. Let's take a quick break. We do want to remind you that Craig Zinn Acura Pembroke Pines is a proud sponsor. And right now, folks, they're giving you $750 off. If you're a military veteran, $500 off. If you graduated, $500 off. And right now, our lease features 2020 models. The RDX is $289, the MDX $319, the TLX $239, and the ILX $199. Only $29.99 do it signing plus tax tag and registration. You can also get up to 0.9% financing on your vehicles. Get on down there. I would never tell you. You hear a lot of people on radio or TV, and I guarantee you they're doing commercials for car companies that they don't even drive the car. Okay? And I would never tell you to do that. In our home, we've got 2 Acuras. Okay? I've driven an Acura myself for 10 years. I would never tell you to buy or lease a vehicle where I wouldn't do it myself. So get on down to 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Tell them that Big O sent you. Please make sure you mention our name at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com. A travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the
We're back. We take you, of course. I guess this is a home stretch here. I would imagine it's we don't have too much left here to talk about. Did you guys see DJ Fluker's girlfriend? This is you got problems, right? So Fluker's girlfriend was arrested for allegedly punching the Ravens lineman. Fluker, a veteran lineman for the Ravens, allegedly was the victim of domestic assault earlier this month. Police responded to an incident on July 13th in Ryerstown, Maryland, where Fluker told them that his girlfriend, Kimberly Davis, punched him in the nose during an argument over something that happened on social media. Davis told police that she poked Fluker in the nose, but that she didn't intend to cause harm. She alleged that the argument became heated when the witness said Davis was a bad mother to her and Fluker's younger daughter. Davis was arrested on a charge of second-degree simple assault. Fluker told police at the time of the alleged assault that it was not the first time Davis had assaulted him. Video obtained by ESPN showed Davis repeatedly hitting Fluker in late June during an argument over the care of their daughter. So apparently she sucks as a mother and has a terrible temper and cannot control it. I always say this to people that are in these kind of relationships. Okay, let me explain something to you out there. The second you raise your hand to hit somebody, that's the day the relationship is over. Now, you may not break up that day. You may not get a divorce that day. But once you have lost that respect, okay, I think it's rare to none that you ever get it back. Okay? If you hit your wife or girlfriend, you're going to hit her again, and you're going to hit her again. And especially if she tolerates it. I'm a really strong believer of all of that. Okay? There's no reason to hit your wife or your girlfriend. And if she's coming at you with a gun or a knife, then okay, that will be the first and last time you take her out. And that's it. You defend yourself because your life is on the line. Now, if she's just hitting you with her hands, she can't hurt you. You do what Jay-Z did with Solange. Okay, she's going crazy, but I'm going to protect her and I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to hold her down. And that's it. That's the way it's supposed to be played out. But when you see this kind of abuse, I'm telling you, there is no relationship once you're doing this. It's just hard to be able to believe in somebody that disrespects you that way. So I get it that she's the mother of one of your children, but DJ Fluker, my man, you are definitely better off without that woman in your life. Because eventually that is going to cause a bigger problem down the line, one way or another. And then you're going to get in trouble and you don't need it. Big O, I have a few items to gift to some of your biggest supporters. I want all of your super chatters to send me a message on Facebook Messenger so I can send them a little token for supporting you. I got you, Norca. I know we've been talking about this for a while. You're an amazing person, my brother. Thank you so much. Oh, how about if your wife is cheating on you with your best friend? You leave the bitch. That's it. You don't need to hit her, bro. You just say, okay, you're cheating. I'm out of here. I'm divorced and done. I don't need to hit you. You know what I mean? I'm gone. That's it. Pretty simple. You move on. If she's cheating on you with your best friend, then obviously no reason to stick around, no reason to stay married to her. That's all. You don't do it out of pure convenience. You know what I mean? If you marry somebody, you want to be with them. You don't do it because you have to. You know? And NorCal's putting his cell and everything there. He's amazing. Okay? Now, you may go to jail or something, but okay, you got your revenge. You know what I mean? At least you didn't beat her. That's fine. But you definitely divorce her. You want to beat him, that's optional. Probably not a smart thing to do. You're probably better off just not even dealing with either one for the rest of your life. Your life will be much better because of it. Think about it. On a little music news, by the way, Robert Plant is going to release some unreleased songs from his past. He has unearthed 3 previously unreleased songs for a new career-spanning compilation called Digging Deep. It'll be out the day after my birthday. My birthday is October 1st. This is October 2nd. 2 is usually right after 1. The unissued recordings of Nothing Takes the Place of You, written by Toussaint McCall and recorded for the 2013 film Winter in the Blood, Charlie Patton Highway, Turn It Up Part 1, which appears on the upcoming LB Band of Joy Volume 2, and a duet with Patty Griffin on a version of Charlie Feathers' rockabilly tune, Too Much Alike. You can see the track listing below. The limited edition set available on a 2-CD package and through digital streaming services features 30 tracks from Plant's solo career, including material featured on his Digging Deep with Robert Plant podcast. The compilation follows a vinyl singles box set tied to the program's second season in 2019. The first episode of that show's 3rd season premieres today. You can check it out. Digging Deep with Robert Plant will feature 5 new episodes premiering every 2 weeks, all recorded with BBC 6 Music's Matt Everett in early 2020 before a live audience at London's Rough Trade East. The only thing that I would tell you when I saw this, when I first saw the headline, I got a little excited, okay? But then I was like, all right, because I'll be honest with you. The stuff that he's coming up with over the last, 10, 15 years, I'm not that impressed with. It's all right. The stuff with Alison Krauss, the stuff with the Shapeshifters, it's all right. I got to be honest. Obviously, I love Led Zeppelin. I mean, come on. That goes without saying. But I will go to the grave with this. I love his early solo career. Burning Down One Side, Manic Nirvana, Now and Zen. Those albums were awesome, dude. Some great music, man. I could listen to Big Log in a freaking loop. Okay? You know what I mean? There's so many songs, Little by Little, just a lot of stuff that I love. Burning Down One Side. There's so many great tunes that he came up with. In that Now and Zen album is a masterpiece. Yeah, from beginning to end. It is a great album, dude. Okay?
Guys from bands, amazing, that did that album and like Phil Collins, No Jacket Required.
Right.
Side by side, man.
Yeah, well, face value too.
Well, you know what? Exactly.
It's crazy.
Like
But anyway,
amazing.
So when I saw that he had some unreleased tracks, I was hoping it was from that era. Because I thought he still had the magic in that era. He lost the magic already. That's my point. Like, he's made decent music, but it's nothing like his solo career, and obviously nothing is Led Zeppelin. So Zeppelin is Zeppelin. But his solo career early on, oh, man, loved it. And I saw that bit of news, and I got excited a little bit, I will admit, but then after I was like, because I've bought a lot of his stuff from the last 15 years, and I'm telling you, it's not that impressive. Why am I going to lie to you? As much as I love the guy and I love his, his history, just doesn't do me any good. Peter Green, Thoughts and Prayers, original Fleetwood Mac guitarist, passed away at the age of 73. And it says, with great sadness, the family of Peter Green announced his death this weekend as he peacefully died in his sleep. and Peter was suffering from all kinds of, mental issues. All the hallucinogens that he took early on in his life took a toll on him, and the back end of his life was not one that was enjoyable for him or the people that loved him and that were around him. And obviously, he is known for his early days with Fleetwood Mac. So it was sad news to hear over the weekend that he ended up passing away. There's a part of me that said at least he's not suffering anymore. You know what I mean? Because that's the one thing that I think we all fear, is that we go into an area that we have no control over, and then we're a burden on the people that we love. And that's something that you want to avoid. And obviously, Peter had a lot of mental issues, and somebody had to take care of him. So this must have been a rough go at the back end, not just for him, but for the people around him. In music history, by the way, in 1974, on this date, Leonard Skinner released the song Sweet Home, Alabama. That's awesome. In 91, Bryan Adams started a 7-week run at the top of the charts with his hit song, Everything I Do It For You. My wife loves that song. 2010, Avenged Sevenfold released their 5th studio album, Nightmare. Metallica, in 83, began their first tour. The trek was called Kill 'Em All for One and ended on September 3rd. And it's interesting because the last time I saw Avenged Sevenfold, they opened up for Metallica, and it was at the stadium, at Hard Rock Stadium. I was inside the pit. It was a great experience inside the pit for that concert. Avenged Sevenfold wasn't great that day. If you all remember, the singer had some vocal issues that day, and he kind of talked about it that, hey, we apologize. I'm not sounding the way I should, and yada, 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 all that good stuff. So I'm just mentioning it because it's interesting that they both did something historical in different years. And the last time I saw both bands, I saw them together. Avenged Sevenfold opening up for Metallica. I enjoy both bands, obviously. So there you go. A little music news, music history, music notes for you on the program. Never listening to Now and Zen, was too young to appreciate it. We'll go back and check it out on Spotify. Oh, James, you got to do that. Yeah, dude. You got to go listen to Now and Zen. Oh, man. It is so good. An excellent album. Yes. Listen to the Big Log album. Listen to the Burning Down One Side, which is Pictures at 11. It's Pictures at 11, it's called, right? Pictures at 11 is the first album of his. I'm telling you, the first, 3-4 albums of his are just monsters. Manic Nirvana is a great album, dude. Seriously. Excellent stuff.
I could hear Now and Zen, man, Joshua Tree. Those 2 albums, man, were just constant, played in the car, man.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Those are, if you've never actually heard those albums, or maybe you didn't give it a chance, Ray Grulong says great music, Now and Zen. Yes. Now and Zen is just one of those just magical albums, dude. He had it going on. It was just so perfect, that album. So I would definitely suggest that you check out Now and Zen. Let's see. Robert Plant's early solo is great, Orlando. Missed the 80s. I'm with you. Cleator says ultimate production value on Now and Zen. Honey Drippers was good too. Oh, Honey Drippers is amazing. The first 6 Plant solo albums are essential listening. Yeah, Little by Little is also one of those 6 albums, but Heaven Knows in Now and Zen is awesome. Tall Cool One, Helen of Troy, Ship of Fools. Wow, what a great song Ship of Fools is. You're going to love that. You're going to love The
way the guitar strums, man, in that carry. Oh, wow.
Yes. Pictures at 11, Principles of Moment, Shaken and Stirred. Shaken and Stirred is the one that has Little by Little, Now and Zen, Manic Nirvana, and Fate of Nations. You are correct. I'm looking at his discography, and the first 6 are awesome. I have Dreamland, and I have the ones after, but you are right that once you stop at Fate of Nations, you kind of stop at that era. But I would say Manic Nirvana would be the last excellent album. Like, I'll add the 6th album, but the 5th album was just sick, dude. Sick. Hurting Kind, Big Love, I Cried, Nirvana. There's just so many songs on that album. I'm telling you, those Plant albums were fantastic. That's why when he said 3 previously unreleased tracks, I'm like, but no, I lost out. But is it Led Zeppelin-ish? No. I wouldn't call his solo music Led Zeppelin-ish. I mean, the voice is the voice. So maybe some of that will remind you of Led Zeppelin because it's Robert Plant. But the music is not Led Zeppelin. Would you agree with that? Like, somebody's asking, is it Led Zeppelin-ish? And his solo, the music is not
at all.
The voice, yes, because
Plant is still Plant.
Like
yes,
Tall Cool One, there are Led Zeppelin-ish moments in that voice. You know what I'm saying? But because it's Plant, you can't do anything about it.
Exactly. But that's the only similarity.
The music,
everything else is
not even close.
No,
it's not. It's not even. It's
it's
modernized.
Not to say that Zeppelin isn't like one of those bands that's super diversified. Got all different kinds of songs.
Yeah.
But everything Robert Plant.
It's not Page. It's not Page,
you
bro.
Can't correlate it to anything Zepp.
It's not Page.
You can't put it there. No.
Yeah, because it's not Page writing the music.
You know what's funny? I was sitting here while you're talking about this.
It's actually very 80s influenced.
Oh, yeah.
Would you?
Oh, no. Like, that's why I said, I can remember cruising in the car, man, and Now and Zen.
Changed with the times.
Now and Zen, No Jacket Required, and Joshua Tree. There was like a year that those things were in the car just playing, man. That little circle.
Sure.
You know what's funny?
In fact, now that that what's it called? James goes, oh, I got to go back. You know what? Today I'm going to jam a little Robert Plant today, just for the hell of it.
On the way home, I'm hitting Now and Zen. Man.
I haven't heard Robert in a while, so I'm gonna enjoy a little old Plant, man.
You know what's strange?
Go ahead, clear that to the throat.
So I'm thinking about it. Look at Sting.
Yes.
Sting's early stuff, No Police, was good. As it's gotten later,
terrible.
It's gone off, man.
Terrible.
And what is it like?
Terrible.
Do you only have an allotment of good music, X amount, and you hit your 200th song and it's over? It's done.
That's why
it's run its course, right?
That's why bands like U2 are phenomenal. Because 40 years later,
but they keep reinventing themselves, man.
Well, but
bottom line,
but that's what Plant did in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
That's why it's that's why it's not Led Zeppelin-ish, because he kind of reinvented himself, and he changed his sound to go with the 80s and have more of a modern sound. It didn't sound classic rockish.
Cool One is totally that that 80s little
right. But the voice will remind you a little Zepp because it's Plant. You can't do anything about that. You know what I mean? Let's see. Keep up the good work on the AxonLawFirm.com text line. RVA Richmond says, Big O, can you remember Dark Shadows TV series from the 60s? I remember it, but I remember the reruns of it. I know of it, but I don't remember the show itself. I would be lying to you, but I know of the show. Put it that way. But I don't remember anything from the show. I couldn't tell you anything from that show. That I can't. Let's get the great voice of the Big O in the National NFL booth when COVID leaves. In with Al and Big O, Joe Buck and Big O and Bill and Monday Night Football. I'm serious jack for them. I would love it too, Mark, but unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have any football when it's all said and done. I think baseball's it's you know what's going to happen, right? Rudy Gobert was the match that started the fire and shut everything down. The Marlins might be the match that shuts them down the second go around. Like, no, we can't do this. We can't do this. If baseball can't do it, how can we do it in football? You know what I mean? So I can see that happening. You know, and I can also see baseball go, well, we'll try one more time, and then the next, because you know what happened to the Marlins? We've all talked about this, right? Your entire offensive line gets it. Your entire wide receiving core gets it. Your entire linebacking core gets it. Your entire quarterback room gets it. And then what do you do? Think about it. Once you lose all of them or most of them in any of those positions, you're so crippled. You can't. The other team's like.
Let's say this, though, because they have a 60-man roster. They do. Obviously, right now, active on your MLB, sitting on your bench is 30. So there's 30 guys just there.
Yeah.
The NFL doesn't have that plethora of players.
No.
Just, hey, come on. And at every position, you only have, what are we out to, 12 right now on the practice, or is it?
No, 15.
It's 15. So you don't have every position covered.
No.
Backup.
No.
The MLB at least does, okay?
Super Boom Shack goes, the studio's starting to look like the warehouse and Raiders of the Lost Ark. Although, I'm not going to keep the book here, okay? But I want Myron to see it because I don't think he's tuned in today at all. Maybe he'll listen later on the podcast. But I gave him my word that I told him I didn't, because he probably, Myron probably deep down inside goes, oh, got rid of that book. There's no way he's going to keep something that I gave him 10, 11 years ago, which is not true. You know what I mean? One of my listeners, Hector from Miami Lakes, which I don't know if I haven't mentioned this because I don't know where Hector is, and I don't know if he's still listening and follows. He gave me this bottle from the late Jim Kick. See it? Gave it to me years ago. And it says, to my friend Big O, Hector, Metalhead, and this is, he gave me this, and I keep, listeners have given me stuff over the years, and I don't throw it away, man, at all. I keep them. I seriously do. There's my bag. I'll show you something.
O's pulling out all the little goodies. Or some, I should say, not all. We wouldn't be able to sit in the room if all of them were pulled out.
Yes. No. I think it's this bag. I'm pretty sure. I'm correct. Oh. Let me see. Is it in here or is it the other bag? This is another bag that I carry when my smaller bag is too, it doesn't have enough stuff in it. I mean, when I have too much stuff to carry, I carry this one. This is a badass bag that I got from Oakley. It's a pretty cool bag. And I think it's in the other one. I screwed up. Yep, it's in the other one. I carry a stuffed animal, a little stuffed animal that a listener gave me, I want to say about 15 years ago, 12 years ago, in one of my toy drives. She gave it to me, and I know I have it it's in my other bag. And I carry it, just like a memento, like a good luck thing. You know what I mean? So I have several different little things that people have given me over the years. So didn't I tell you right now that we're in the middle of like cleaning out the house? I hoard things, bro. I keep everything. You know what I mean? And then I realized years later, but now if it's personal, I won't get rid of it. No matter what, I cannot get rid of it. Will not get rid of it. No, 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 no. I may lose it. It may break or something by accident or whatever, but I will not get rid of it. You know what I mean? So if you gave me something, I have it. I have it. I usually save it. I cherish it, man. It's something that, if people give you something, they're thoughtful enough to give it to you, you should appreciate it. So there you go. That's my twisted self. I haven't seen anything, by the way, baseball-wise, to see if they have canceled the season. I would imagine they're going to talk about that today. Let me see here.
I really and truthfully, my money is on them saying, hey, let's use a second and let's use the triple and double A players. Bring them up.
Bob Nightingale says there will be additional priority testing for teams who have an outbreak. MLB officials say, but no serious talks as of yet of canceling or pausing the season. In other words, one owner of the conference call, obviously the situation is fluid. This was a regularly scheduled Monday owners call, and several MLB owners insist there was no talk of canceling the season during their discussions. So there you go. The greed will continue with the owners. Nothing else. That's it. How about that?
I have to say that this happening, that with the ramifications of this stuff, you not being able to walk away from something, it getting in your lungs and having an issue forever, losing your taste buds, I think that some players are going to rethink and like, how important is this minuscule season? Do I really need to risk? Is it worth it?
Right.
I'll be honest. If you were in this position now, mind you, no stents. If I didn't have asthma, would you be down to get in and play, or would you be more apt that, look, man, the fact that I can get something that I can't walk away from forever, forget it. Call me when we're done.
Am I a rookie or am I an established player?
2-3 years in the league. You've got a rookie contract under you. You got a couple mil.
Then I'm playing. I'm doing what you and I do every day.
You're in.
If I'm an established player, then no. I got money in the bank. If I'm Mike Trout.
What's your number? If you got 10 million, you're good. If you got 5 million, you're not.
Yeah. If okay, you got her text, send her a text. Okay. What's it called? So yeah, if I'm an established player, no. If I'm not playing.
You're not risking.
No.
But if you're hungry still, you're out there trying to eat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We're in the middle of ordering lunch too while we're doing this. Trying to bounce. Okay. All right. I'm just checking something out here. All right. So if I wasn't an established player, I would definitely play. But if I'm established, hell no. Hell no. And now the players have to, we'll see. We'll see. Is that they're tied with the collective bargaining agreement, and then they're worried about them tearing up the collective bargaining agreement and using it against them for not going through with this. But after everything that's gone on, we'll see. We'll see. They're going to have another breakout because what do you think? That they're going to have a whole and think about this. Europe has gone on and played their season, and they haven't had those kind of outbreaks because everybody else in the country took it serious, and they actually, crushed the curve. Here, we're exploding. Like right now, if I go look,
I was just going to say,
cases,
think about that. How, as a team, do you feel about coming to Miami to play right now?
No, forget it. Like, don't leave the airplane. That's what I would do. Go play the game and go back to the airplane. I wouldn't even go anywhere. Right now, we have 78 dead already and 8,892 cases already for today, and it's 2:00. Okay? So it's on a trek to go back up again to where it was, because obviously on Sunday it went down a little bit. Cases went down a little bit. Deaths went down a lot. Instead of gravitating around the 1,000, they were in the 500 range. Not good either, But still, you know what I mean? At least it went down, but it always does on a
You
on
had
a
pointed
Sunday.
that out. I was going to say on Friday that Sundays
Always.
always a trend down.
Yeah. It was lower for several weeks, but now it's gone up to like 500 again. And on Saturday we hit, I think, 900 again. So 900 or 1,000 it was on Saturday. It's just this is a screwed up situation, man. Your 32-team bubble idea for the NFL is great. Hope they thought of that. Well, they should, because I'm a dumbass. And if I can come up with it, they can. Only way you can do it is if you have full 60-player B squad away from the team ready to replace them. Yes, Mike, and no, Mike. Are those 60 players in a bubble? Because if the replacement players are going home too and going out to restaurants and doing normal things, then they're just at risk as everybody else. So it's not like you're bringing anything clean into the – you might bring a guy off the bench that was in a strip club with Lou Williams the night before, you know?
Especially if they're in the state of Florida, right? Or Arizona's another one that's blown up.
Yes, Texas, Georgia, California. You know how many teams there are in all those states? Half the league is in California, Texas, Arizona, Florida, and Georgia. Half the league. That's, come on, dude. That's not gonna help. I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but maybe it's like 12 teams or whatever. I know you used to be at highlight courts. Could COVID make a space for it to come back some? Isn't there distancing built into the sport, or you will get killed by the ball? Yeah, no, there is. Yeah, that highlight could make a comeback. The only thing is, can we get people to go back to actually bet on it and watch it? That's the thing. There are people, I don't know if you know this, and they wanted to find something else to do. There's several of them that went to learn highlight, and they're playing at Miami Highlight. The only problem is that now at Miami Highlight, it's like 20 seats that sit in front of the court.
I love highlight.
It was
I love
great.
betting. I love betting highlight.
It was fun, dude. It's fun. It was a great night to go to highlight back in the day.
We used to go the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
My cousins, we'd start out with 1, 2, 3, 4, trifecta boxes, and
early 90s I was doing radio shows from Miami Highlight.
I remember that.
Early 90s, dude. 91, 92. I did a lot of remotes at Miami Highlight.
Well, a lot of those guys would get off. We would have a late night grab bag on Tuesday and Thursday nights because those were league nights for darts at Tom's NFL. And the highlight players would come over, get done about 11, 12 o'clock, and they'd have actually a late night grab bag 12:30 and have a dart tournament. Yep. So close at 3.
So we got no news so far. Right now, it looks like the owners, the greed factor, they're like, no way, we're not giving up. Plus, it's only the Marlins. It's probably what they said. It's the Marlins. It's not important. All right, let's wrap it up here on the program. We got to thank Bill and Felipe, as always, getting it done on the show. Jose Banos, Julius 305 on the Super Chat. Thank you, gentlemen. I don't know about, and by the way, put Super Boom Shack, put the casinos killed highlight. Casinos came way after highlight was dying, my man. Way after. Highlight was dying in the 90s, and we didn't have casinos in those times.
But they did practically finish them off.
Yeah. Well, the lottery and all that finished them off, but I think it was just a sport that died out. The interest died out. It wasn't something that was fashionable to go out to anymore. It was just one of those things. It was dying in the 90s, Ray Grulong, thank you, sir. Late supper, and he sent in a late super chat. Thank you. Thank you, Ray, for sending in that late super chat. That is very nice of you, my man. I appreciate it. We thank all of you out there, as always, for tuning in, downloading the show, watching, listening, supporting our amazing sponsors. We'll be back tomorrow here in
Give it
studio.
another minute. Here comes another super chat. Give it another minute.
Yeah, Mike has High Life failed to grab a new generation of fans. Exactly. It's like baseball.
Great sport, man. Love.
Their
Oh,
fans just got old and they didn't know how to change with the times. 1,000% right. That's what's happened to baseball. You are correct. Mike No-Go Zones will be with us, too, later on this week. We'll have some fun with him. All right, let's take a break. We are out of here.
Wait a
We'll
minute.
see you
No
tomorrow.
break. No break. We're done.
We're
We're
wrapping
done.
it up.
Done.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, much love out there. Be safe, okay?
wash your hands. Wear your mask.
Sí, lavas las manos.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.